Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies ever and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host all the way from somewhere chilly.
I'm in the Arctic flow, Ben, looking for a Frankenstein, a man or a monster. We'll debate that for the next hour or so. Andy Conduit Turner, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Plus, we're joined by a very special returning guest. Charley Errington is a horror fan, reviewer, and wife to one of the most charismatic podcasting duos ever. Welcome back to the show, Charley. Hello.
Hello.
Do you like that intro? One of the
Very
most.
nice.
I've added Andy into the charismatic
I was about to
podcasting
say,
duo.
married to one of the charismatic podcasting duos. I didn't
What's
know how
that?
this had happened, Charlie. But
Oh my god.
There we go.
There we go. And what else did you say? Horror Fred's Tour de Force.
exactly, Horror Threads Tour de Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and again, Charlie will lean over to me and say, "Look at this horror thread I've done, and it's got 900 replies." And I'll go, "What did you ask?" And it'll just be something like, "What's your favorite horror?"
Literally.
No,
I do spin it and try and make it a little bit more of a niche question rather than just what's your favorite horror film?
What's your favorite
Um,
scary thing?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, my favorite recent one was asking about because do you remember the Judder Man, Andy, from the
remember him
Met?
well. I reference him almost daily. Me and the Judder Man is like all other men in Rome, always on my mind.
The
Always.
bloody Judder
Yeah,
Man.
the Judder Man was
Frosty Jack's man?
freaky,
Was it
freaky
that?
man.
It was the sort of Schnaps Alco pop, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
It
Yeah.
would summon the Judder Man.
Yeah, and then he like turned you into puppets. It was scary. I
Was
remember
that
being
supposed to
like,
be a
that's
good
scary.
advert for alcohol? To have this alcohol become a puppet of this drink.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe it was going for the masculinity of the time, going, because I'm so hard, right? If the Judder Man, he wouldn't get me. I can drink this
Yeah.
sugary
Oh
schnapps-based
yeah.
drink as much as I want.
Yeah. Gentleman don't scare me.
Was that one of those shots that like sours or something where someone would go get this down you and you do it and you go, oh, I mean that was all right I suppose, but it was like 15%. It's like doing a shot of wine basically. Grow up. Shot of white wine. Getting shots of the bloody Riesling. Oh, grow up for God's sake.
There are countries where that's considered a soft drink.
Oh yeah. I could have 10 of these and drive. Disclaimer. Wouldn't do that. But in some countries, don't know what the law is. The Judder Man. Was there any other terrifying drinks, mascots? What was the tango thing?
Yeah, there was a tango guy, wasn't there? Didn't he slap people? He went around slapping people or
There was
something.
a Tango Man that you could get that was
Yeah.
like a voodoo doll.
Used to
But
slap
yeah, the
people, I think,
Tango
didn't
adverts
they?
themselves
You've been
were just
tangoed.
about
He'd been tangoed and he
gently
slapped you.
abusing people in the street, right?
It was about happy slapping, wasn't it, basically?
Yeah.
It was
You'd
happy
go around
slapping
and
before
clap
happy
someone around the
slapping.
ears to deafen them, or
Yeah.
That was a weird time, wasn't it, when people would go around happy slapping?
yeah, we genuinely had a ban at the school because one of the adverts that didn't involve clapping your hands on either side of someone's head, there was a man that just runs up to someone at the bus stop and screams oranges in their ear. And we in the playground in early 90s Tamworth, we loved that. Yeah, like technically
Everyone
you're
was
not
deaf in
touching them.
Tamworth.
Like we all knew, hitting people, that's not, and you get yourself done for that, but shout in someone's ear.
Yeah, it's
And the
unpleasant as
headmaster have
well.
to have a word. It went on the list of things that were not allowed, like British Bulldog
Oh
and
yeah.
Uh,
Pogs.
Hogs. What was
Everyone in this
those little
country,
metal things?
Slammers.
Beyblades.
Beyblades.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, if you're
Um,
of a certain age listening to this podcast and you've tuned in, we might as well be talking in a different language, right?
There's a generational cross between Pogs and Beyblades, though.
Yeah, you're
Beyblades, I
right.
was
You're right.
selling them at retail
I
as
think
a.
slammers were banned at one point because people were literally just like, I don't know, slamming them on people's knuckles.
I think it's because like naturally with any kind of collectible thing in the playground, there quickly becomes like a black market economy and a
Yeah.
real it's a real like Macau kind of gambling dens
Yeah.
that quickly emerge like behind the bike sheds where people are all of a sudden people are being coerced into playing for keeps. It
Yeah.
is a real you can see how the mafia gets started in places. Like
Yeah.
it becomes ugly, and the authority figures eventually have to step
Stamp it
in.
out.
But nothing is as widely banned in our society, I would say, as British Bulldog. Thatcher in the 80s and banning all those like horrible, scary films had nothing on a
No.
simple childhood game. I think you can
Yeah.
ask anyone in the UK growing up if they remember a game called British Bulldog, which must mean generationally, once a generation, it comes back for a week at schools until several children are
Well, like
hospitalized
Pennywise.
and it's banned again. Yeah.
Yeah. People, because you used to get
That'd
your
be
head
what he
taken
brought
off.
back. Just
Because you used to,
Pennywise, big long arms, running across the
because you used
playground.
to run as fast as possible, and some two people would have like iron grip, and they just take your head off, take your head clean off.
Oh,
Literally, they were decapitated children.
I mean,
Uh,
in a world where now people can go and into the octagon, into the Ultimate Fighting Championship, why am I not seeing on immoral Sky channels adult no holds barred British Bulldog? Can you
I,
imagine that as a
I
sport?
think the equivalent of that is that game where people slap each other as hard as they can.
I reckon that is a game for
Mm.
babies in comparison to British Bulldog.
British Bulldog, and you knew you were screwed when you had all the big kids on one side. Oh, for God's sake, what's going to happen?
Come on, evil television producers, get this on. Because I'll
Mm.
have to disagree with it on paper, but I'll be watching at least one or two of your reels that you put out.
Make it one of like the bits you have to go through in like Ninja Warrior or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Have it so that you've just got to run
Yeah.
towards a group of massive blokes.
Massive blokes. The floor is sandpaper.
Oh.
You spin a big wheel at the start and it decides what the floor is. Sandpaper, jelly, a
Broken
third thing.
glass,
Lava.
pins.
Where are they going to get lava from? Eh? Ain't easy to come by. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Uh,
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. It feels like a little while since this came out. This came out at the start of the month, on in cinemas, and then it went to Netflix. So we've waited a little while to cover it. I think maybe we were just a bit unsure about when it was getting released exactly when we locked
Yeah, it's
in.
a bit wobbly because it's a limited release, isn't it, to make sure it's awards eligible, but technically it was actually out
Mm,
not that long ago. It's broad
no.
release on Netflix, but live in a metropolitan hub like you two, you can get yourself to the cinema to see it, can't you?
Yeah, you can. It only take 2 to 3 hours to get there as well. Uh, in bloody Bristol traffic. Um, let's before we talk about Frankenstein, though, we've got. I guess we should talk about what episodes we've got coming up for December
Yeah,
2025. Who can believe another full year of Horror Hangout is done and dusted, and we're already heading um, sleigh bells first into festive season, covering some films that we've discussed on the podcast, but never given our full attention for an episode, have we?
that's right. Some classics and some new releases. It is a bit like a wedding, but Christmas.
A bit like a wedding at Christmas, yeah, exactly. What have we got? I guess so. We've not got guests locked in, but let's just, and this might not be in order, but the films we're going to be covering start with, um, Don't Open Till
Anna and the
Christmas.
Apocalypse, number
Oh no,
one.
God.
Christmassy goodness. Yeah, Anna and
Anna
the
and the
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is what you said.
Yes, a Christmas musical zombie extravaganza.
Oh, yeah. I saw this for the first time last year, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Thought it was great. But yeah, a good one for us to discuss. Don't Open Till Christmas as well is another one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was indeed your recommendation from last year. Who was it that recommended it to you, Ben?
I can't remember. I can't
Maybe
remember if
Jake and Aaron?
maybe I can't really remember. I feel like it was one of those where I was like, right, which Christmas horror films have I not seen? And then I watched like two or three, um, including that and maybe Elves as well.
Yeah,
Like
elves. I've been
a
banging
triple
that drum
bill.
for a while. Horrible elves, aren't they?
Horrible bloody elves. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we got that and the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake starring Michael Myers,
Michael Myers Jr.
Michael Myers Jr.
The scrappy
himself.
do to Michael Myers.
Yep, as evil. Well, it's not evil Santa, is he? But just evil Christmas
Just
man.
abused Christmas triggered man.
But he abused Christmas triggered man, isn't he? He's waited 40 years. Well, actually, maybe that's not the one. The one we're thinking about is Christmas Evil. 40 years of living a pretty normal life until he went, you know what, actually, going to start doing some murders now. It's 40 years is my limit. I've had enough. We will be having our annual Christmas quiz extravaganza, the logistics of which we haven't entirely locked in just yet, but
Yeah, the wheels are turning, everybody. I will have something for you just in time for Christmas.
just in time for Christmas, exactly. Charlie likes to participate sometimes. Well, I've definitely read you out some quiz.
Yeah, you
Um,
have. Yeah, I
yeah.
do.
Do you usually do all right?
Yep.
Um, yeah, I reckon I've done all right.
Yeah. It's a
And
tough one.
on
You never,
this other one, I
never
reckon.
Charlie
know
never
till
knows when she's going to get the call, though, Ben. One of these days,
yeah, one of
Luke
these
Condor
days.
might not be available to
I
make his
cannot.
glorious annual return.
I
And then
can't
you know
face. Teaming up with you would be all right. I can't face going up against you because if you do beat me
she'll be hosting
in
it
a
next
horror
week.
quiz, then automatically that means you're now the host.
Winner stays on, like balls.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. You're now the host. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we'll decide it, Ben. When we decide to retire from podcasting many years from now, maybe that's how we'll decide who gets to take it over.
Yeah.
Some young horror enthusiasts maybe haven't even been born yet at
Oh
this point,
God.
because let's face it, it's mentally challenging, but it's not a physical
Maybe.
job. We can probably do this for a good few years.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Maybe we could make a person to take over, Frankenstein's monster style. Make the
Yeah,
perfect horror podcast host. He would have the hair of Andy Conduit Turner.
yeah.
Yeah. The I don't know. I'm going for physical attributes. The knowledge. What knowledge? Well, so your knowledge is up there. You've done plenty of quizzes. Our knowledge
You can't
together.
just chop me up to make me into a new eternally living Frankenstein who podcast
I've
forever.
chopped Andy up, and I've decided actually all the bits of Andy are actually perfect as they are. So
So
now
we'll just put them back together.
I've
And
just put them back together. But now he can only say two words.
but have
My
you got an
name.
impossible bit of architecture to reconstruct me and Ben a house that would never exist, let
Yeah.
alone be abandoned?
Oh yeah. I reckon I could find something.
Big hole in the middle
Big hole in the middle.
with
Exactly.
no
Got a big
fence
horrible
around the
pit.
outside.
It was just like a big bathroom down there, wasn't it? It was all tiled everywhere.
Yeah, it's like an abandoned water world.
Yeah. Or on it looked like an abandoned like sauna slash bathhouse.
Yeah,
It did. Maybe
did.
that's the secret all along.
Yeah. After the quiz, though, we'll see how it goes. We may sneak a little one under the door for a little bit of New Year's Eve fun.
Mm.
I'm talking about it for a little while, Ben, and we're going to get this to happen, of course. If not before the new year, then we'll pick it up in the new year afterwards. Lovely bit of Tammy and the T-Rex. We talked
Yeah,
about it recently. Underrated gem of its era.
it's got to be done.
It's got to be done. And then,
And
of
I've,
course, the first episode of the new year. Tradition, we'll go through a very difficult set of choices this year.
mm,
What we're going to pick for our favourites, our top 10 of the year.
top 10 horror of 2025. Is Frankenstein going to be anywhere near it, Andy? For you?
For me, spoilers of what I'm about to talk about for the next hour or so. I don't think so. But for
Oh,
you two,
very spoily. I reckon so. Yeah.
I
I
reckon.
reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's really annoying is that up until a couple of weeks ago, me and Ben were talking about it, I would have had Nosferatu in my top 10 of the year. But it's annoying because it's officially a 2024 film release, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it didn't come out in the UK to 2025.
I
But I
think,
purposely
Charlie,
made.
that
Sorry, go on.
tradition is peer pressure from dead people. I think if you want to make it a 2025 film, you can do it.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
could do
Do
whatever you
whatever
want because you won't be on that episode, so it's fine.
You sit in your own and go,
Sit on your own and go, Nosferatu came out in 2028. I don't care. You say whatever you want. If
I
it makes
mean,
you feel better.
you
I
throw
mean, for
some
like my
shade.
letterboxd, because I know last time when I did my letterboxd, I think I had a similar thing because wasn't Poor Things? It came out here in
Yeah, but I
2020.
think you just gotta try and do what Letterbox says in that because
But I don't want to. I
yeah, but
want to.
people because then you'll always get people going, oh, that came out the year before,
If
you
I
silly
physically
sausage.
couldn't view something until 2025,
They're
Yeah.
forcing you
I
into
mean,
the hands of breaking the law, aren't they? So basically, they can make their choice. They want to advocate for you committing
Yeah, that's what I
crimes,
reckon. If they force your
or
hand, then that's it.
they want to, like, you support cinema and you can call it whatever you want.
Mm.
And of course, Ben, you throw shade, Charlie. You have to be not doing an episode. What she'll do is she'll post it on horror threads and get far more engagement than we will see in double our lifetime.
Well, yeah, you're right, but I'll put my head in the sand and pretend. I'll just be like, she's just on threads having arguments with people,
Yeah.
is what she's usually doing.
We'll be here, Ben, grinding out the 100th episode for the year, and be like, Charlie will say, pop her head round the door and say, "I've just been invited to be on the BAFTAs selection board."
All I did was go on thread to go, what's your favorite horror?
Yeah. Apparently, I am solely responsible for choosing the winners now. They've just made me the entire
Not
academy.
surprised. I'm
they
not
saw my
surprised.
letterbox to my argument about 20, 24, 25, and they went, "Do
They
you know
saw your
what?"
letterbox where you log every film you watch, every like 1 in 10 films you watch, and they went, "This person's an absolute tour de force of film logging and reviewing."
Kim
I am
Newman's been on the
bad.
phone and said, "I've given up. I'm out. Tapping out, mate."
I've given up, mate. Sorry. So a little bit of horror news before we go into everything. Do you know what? There wasn't tons because we did record our Keeper episode at the tail end of last week, didn't we? There is an official trailer for Return to Silent Hill. This is kind of confusing because I thought there already had been a trailer, but apparently maybe not. It was just like a little teaser. But we get the official trailer. It's in theaters, 23rd of January, 2026. I guess maybe we should cover this film, Andy, because we have actually done Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelation.
Silent Hill Revelation. I wasn't here for that one, but yes,
Yeah.
you did.
You weren't. So we should probably do this. Obviously, this is the adaptation of Silent Hill 2. There are a few things that don't sit quite right with me in this trailer. It looks a bit hokey. James doesn't look quite right. Oh no, I'm not that kind of guy. Oh, I want him to look exactly the same. James doesn't look quite right. Some it looks like some bad wigs. But it's directed by the same person who made the original one, whose name has left the building. Christopher Gans. So that's good because I like the first one. I do. I like the first one. I think it's probably like one of the most likely to. It's probably one of the most. What word am I thinking of? Closest to the actual games in a way that isn't stupid. Welcome to Raccoon City was close to the games in a way that was stupid. The film score is also being composed by Akira Yamaoka, who obviously scored the original games in Konami's franchise. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be hopeful. I don't expect it to change my life, but I think it'll be fun to see the story in a way that isn't you just cowering behind the controller. You can't really cower behind a controller. Well, I guess you can if you hold it up to your face.
Yeah.
But anybody else looking forward to this?
Yeah, I'll turn up for it. And an injection of positivity, Ben. Anything can be good. Maybe this.
Anything can be good. Maybe this. Andy,
Yeah.
get that on the poster.
Anything can be good, Andy 100%. Well,
Sounds like this guy hasn't even seen this film.
you know what we could do? You know what we could do to guarantee it's on the poster? Charlie, could you say anything can be good, please?
Anything can be good.
There you go. Straight on.
Charlie's favorite thing of saying at the moment is maybe. I'll ask her a straightforward question and she'll say maybe. So when we are saying, Charlie, could this be good?
Maybe.
Maybe. So non-committal to everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe. Yeah, it could be. It could be. And then when it comes out and it's good, she'll go, see, I told you.
I knew this.
I knew this was going to happen.
See, I thought the same as you though. I thought there had already been a trailer, but like you say, was it just like a little teaser
I think
trailer?
there was like a teaser. There was like a first look. There was a teaser. I felt like there might have been like a mini featurette as well, which was like about 3 minutes
Yeah.
long. But this is
I
apparently the first official trailer.
I
So
think I remember seeing quite a lot of not so much backlash, but just apprehensiveness for
yeah,
it. Like a lot of relying on very heavy CGI and
yeah.
some
And people were saying
but
like some of the characters are dressed in ways that perhaps they wouldn't do, or maybe ways that don't necessarily translate to film very well. James's car looks a bit nice when in fact he should be driving a beat up piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where'd he get that car from? He's dressed a bit like a magician, like a Las Vegas magician. People are a bit
Pyramid Head is
upset about
skateboarding about the place. They've accidentally taken that render from when he was in Tony Hawk's that time.
Yeah. Loads of the text is in Comic Sans, like in the HD collection. Yeah, they've messed it right up. But yeah, we'll sit down for that. Um, I just off the back of that, there is a new Resident Evil thing called Resident Evil Survival Unit, which is now out on iOS and Android devices. To be fair, the main reason I put this in the news was so I remembered because I'm gonna go and have a look, see if it's any good. But yeah, it's like a sort of strategy game, I think, with Resident Evil
Okay.
characters. I think for anybody going, Requiem comes out on the 27th of February. Oh my God. I did also see a producer. I didn't click on this story because I didn't want anything spoiled. A producer has finally broken apparently and said, "Yeah, there might be older characters in Resident Evil Requiem."
Yeah, I've seen that. There might be older characters, but don't hype it up too much and
They've
stop having
Have you
expectations.
noticed that they've really, really like stopped the hype train for Requiem? They've like gone, Requiem's coming out. We're gonna keep showing this same piece of footage over and over again, and like even the 30th anniversary stuff is all very Requiem and Village focused, where you think it kind of should be original recipe Resident Evil focused for the 30th anniversary, shouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd think
Yeah,
so.
it's a bit
Maybe
disappointing.
that maybe they're waiting for it to come and then they'll drop that they're
Yeah,
remaking the original
just feels
yet
like they're
again. But
pandering
uh,
to new fans more so than
as far as
anybody
the
else.
hype train goes, though, I guess they've done their thing. It's gonna sell enormous numbers already.
Yeah.
Why why show anymore? And I'm actually quite refreshed by the maybe fairly straightforward take we get from the producer saying, yeah, maybe some old characters are going to turn up, but don't hype it up too much. AKA,
Yeah.
they might just be in it a little bit, or maybe it's going to be a big surprise. I think for me, it's a big remedy to the same thing where it's going like, when, hey, Avengers Doomsday is coming out, and here's a list of fight scenes we expect to see, loads of
Oh
verses,
yeah.
and we're like, well, thanks. We just won't bother.
Mr. Fantastic versus Gambit.
Yeah,
Something like that. And
like
you
one or
go, all
two
right.
things. Either this is completely made up, but if you make up every possible combination, it's like if you went into your local corner shop and went, every possible combination of numbers for the lottery, please. Yes, you will absolutely win
Yeah,
eventually. But like
eventually.
it is, I don't know, it's maddening. And I don't know, I think I'm reaching my saturation point where you can only have so much speculation where it actually detracts from my actual excitement for
Yeah. It's not like I
the
want
thing.
new speculation or like new footage or anything like that. I just want a little bit of a fresh spin on the market and maybe, I don't know,
Hmm.
something. It feels like they're kind of rehashing the same bit of footage.
It is weird as well because with Village, like there was so much hype just from that quick glimpse of Lady Dimitrescu, wasn't there? Like
Hmm.
everyone was kind of like, "Oh my God, who's that as a character?" So there was something like iconic that wasn't kind of giving too much away, but people were really intrigued. And obviously, she was like massive vampire lady that everyone was kind of getting hyped over. Um, but I feel
Yeah.
like from the trailer for the new one, there's nothing
The
like
thing that's
that. That's
the
kind
big
of
the big thing from that, sorry, Charlie, but the big thing from that is going back to Raccoon City. That's the big thing. And again, I don't feel like they've. What they should do is go like, look, remember this place from Resident Evil 2? Here's what it looks like now. Bang, 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 bang. Not everything. You don't want to see everything, I know, but maybe they should have delved into that a bit more because that is insane, really. But I feel like games have often done that. Do you remember when Metal Gear Solid 4 went back to Shadow Moses Island, Andy? And
Yeah, I'm aware they did. I never got around to Metal Gear Solid 4 because it's trapped on the PS3 forever.
it was literally like the most amazing thing ever, but I feel like it comes and goes, and you're a bit like, that could have
Okay.
been the greatest thing ever for like Metal Gear Solid fans. But I'm just hoping that the Return to Raccoon City isn't a bit like that, where you kind of like have a glimpse of it. Oh, look, there it is, and then a fight scene in front of it, and then,
And this is
and
what it
then
looks like
that's
now.
it.
or
Yeah.
it could be a flashback of some sort.
Mm.
Yeah, these films, these games rather, they've earned enough rope, I think. They'll no doubt be a great game coming out, unless this is Resident Evil 6 and we've given them enough that they're going to go shit for a one. But I expect it's going to be really enjoyable. They know they're going to get their money when it comes out. I don't know if we're getting we expecting a little playable demo this time,
Yeah, I
instead
was
of the
wondering
last
about it.
couple.
There is a demo that exists that I think people have been playing at certain events.
Oh, of course, yeah. They are doing hands-on at press events. Maybe they
Yeah, so I
will.
think, come on, like they've shown us this sequence with this stalker enemy. Just give us a playable demo, because we've had demos for Village and Seven and
And the last two weren't they? Maybe they. I'll take it back. Actually, it was number 7 that was super restrictive. It's like if you play between 6 and 6:15, and it wasn't even that. It was like a work day, and it was like if you play between 4 and 5 in
when
the
was that?
afternoon,
I don't think I
then you can
remember
have
doing that.
then you can have a go at
Booked a
this.
day
But
off.
then after that, you're done. But I
Mm.
think they did it better with Village, and it was just like, hey, this is out now, download it. Um, yeah, I
Mm.
rarely turn up for a demo these days because I know what I'm going to buy. But I've always enjoyed that for the last couple. A little bit of a
Yeah.
soupçon, little
There's not
taste.
many
at the
games
start.
tend to do that, do they? So it's nice when one franchise kind of commits to that. Um, okay, and our last bit of news I've got is Robert Hiltzick's Sleepaway Camp remake script is complete. Can you believe it, Andy?
Good on you, Rob. Good work. Turning
Good
your
on
own
you,
work.
Rob.
Turning in a draft.
Casting notices coming soon. Anyone you're hoping for?
Hard to say, isn't it? Because you want surprises. Like the
Yeah,
the
you
thing
do.
is about the cast of Sleepaway Camp is, could you now, even having watched it, name a single one of the actors apart from Felissa Rose?
Yeah, good point.
And when you first watch that, you don't know who she is. So what I want there is complete unknowns. I want surprises.
Yeah, complete unknowns. Keenan Thompson. Do you reckon he's going to be in it? Obviously, he's producing. So
Maybe you can be the man clinging to his sanity most of all. He could be like the guy who's running the camp.
yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get him in there.
The guy
Cast him.
running the camp. Or maybe he could be he could take the role of like the mad auntie.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh God, yeah,
Oh,
of course.
I know I meant to remember it because I tied a string around my finger. That's right.
Oh my
I
God.
loved her. She's
Yeah, Keenan should play that character.
Yeah.
Or and then maybe
He's having the time of his life.
reunite like a reunion for the ages. Kel Kimball could be the dad who is killed in a motorboat accident at the
God, yeah.
beginning.
I'm all over this. This sounds fantastic. I'm up for it.
This is on board. Got a
I'm up
cheeky
for
bit
it.
of horror gaming news for you if you'd both like, because maybe this is something we could get together and enjoy. I don't know if you're aware of the game Don't Scream,
I
because
don't
if
know
you
if I'm
aren't,
aware of that,
it's
you know?
okay. Because there's something else. Don't Scream Together is being released on Steam PC platforms on the 3rd of December. So right around the bloody corner. And it is a co-op game where you walk through a haunted forest or haunted locations. It's very, very jump scare heavy. You can only play, and this time you're playing it with your friends, and you're only allowed to play with your microphone on. So you have to go through
Oh,
very quietly, and if you scream, the entire group dies and you have to go back. So everyone has to be hard as bloody nails and not
Ooh.
making any big screams. And for, the one thing I will say technically though is from the quick write-up I said it's listening for loud sounds. So don't do any like big farts or coughs or anything either. But also theoretically no screaming. But what it should be called is just shh, bit of shush.
just bloody
A
turn
bit
it in, will you?
Yeah, so I'd be up for it. Maybe Ben, if you could, I say this, that means we all get to turn up and just have a lovely game. Do you reckon you could do, Ben, what sounds like incredibly complex technology to find out how all of us together could stream as a horror hangout group a bit of Don't Scream
Wow.
together?
I'm sure we can make it work somehow. Who knows how?
Yeah,
But
but if myself, Charlie, and other people who are playing could just turn up and not have to do anything hard, and you could do all the hard work, that would be incredible.
sounds lovely. Yeah, sounds lovely. Let's make it work. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Um, okay, so what we've been watching last 7 days or so. Uh, anything? I don't know if Charlie, if you've seen anything that we haven't watched together. So if I'm talking about something we've watched, I know we're
No.
we're up to episode 4 on Welcome to Derry, so I think we're on the same as you, Andy. Although 5 is out now, so have you seen number 5?
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet. So
yesterday,
we've watched
yeah.
4. I think number 5 is going to be when Pennywise shows his ugly face, big old forehead, um, to the world. Well, not to the world, to this new group of kids. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Episode 4 had some pretty good effects. I think we had a certain eye-based gruesome moment. I did
Yes,
obviously
for
minor
those.
spoilers for this. I was a bit like, if that happened to your eyes, would you immediately go, I want to cut them off?
If you got big snail eyes.
You get the bloody bandsaw out. Was it a bandsaw? I don't know. It seems extreme. I feel like I would be like, oh my God, what's happening to me? Help me before
Yeah.
I ever went, right, chop them off, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
but and if you're going into this blind, everyone hit that 30-second button a couple of times. There they gone. Good. Do we think that that is her friend being got by Pennywise, or do you think that is a hallucination which has allowed old Pennywise to do the classic horror villain trope of frame someone for a murder?
Oh, he loves doing that, doesn't he, old Pennywise? I just
Mm.
feel bad for everyone when I just go, it's so if only you knew how easy it was to bloody beat him. I feel like I want to tell you all, but I can't. You have to find out for yourselves.
Yeah, fuck off, Pennywise.
Yeah.
Fuck off, clean shirt.
I did enjoy the Dick Halloran going into someone's memories in order to get some
Yeah, it was
information
good.
because he was kind of scary, right?
He's good, the guy who plays Dick. He's great.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of that, a lot of talk about him as well.
Mm,
Mm. Like,
yeah.
yeah, definitely a stand-up performance,
All of
isn't
all of
he?
that kind of Pennywise, well, it's not Pennywise lore. It's not really. I guess it's origin of its story on Earth is pretty cool. I feel like that was something
Yeah.
in it chapter 2 that I enjoyed. We didn't get much of, so it was
Hmm.
nice to see some more of that. Uh, I was interested. I feel like I'll watch a whole film of that. You know, this kind of Pennywise back in time, but
Yeah,
then
that'd be good. Pennywise back in time.
Pennywise back in time. It wouldn't be as scary being a big scary moose, would it? It'd have to be
No.
different things. What would it be in different eras?
I
Saber-toothed
told you,
tiger.
like, if it had been just a little while ago, now they're all worried about nuclear war and stuff. There was a period of time, the previous time you come out, they'd be all horrible Hitlers after you.
Oh, bloody horrible Hitler's all after you, wouldn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Potentially. But yeah, we've watched that. Anything else, Charlie, that you've seen?
No, I mean you've obviously done your podcast on it, but the last thing I really watched was Keeper.
Keeper. Yeah, we
What were
were a
your
bit
thoughts on Keeper,
yeah,
Charlie? The
Pretty angry at it, to be honest. Um,
angry at it.
yeah, just because just from the trailer alone, I was very optimistic that it was going to be a bit of me. Like
but it wasn't.
the trailer had me because I thought this is going to be great. This could potentially be top 10 material. I felt like that.
That's what a good trailer can do to you, eh? It can
So
lure you in.
yeah. I mean, what's her face? Thaisa, is that her name? Thaisa?
Tatiana Masala, is that you mean?
Tatiana, that's it. Like she's great. She's always good. I like her. She was
Mm.
great. Orphan Black. Did you watch that?
It's
No,
been
but I'm aware
recommended to
of
me
it.
several times, but I
Yeah.
haven't
No, she's
haven't
incredible in
seen.
that. She literally plays like potentially about 8 different characters.
She's great in The Monkey as well. Like, no,
Yeah, no,
very
she was great in that. Yeah, yeah. No, I really, really like her. And she was good in it, but I think I said to Ben after we watched it, I said it felt like it was trying to do too much, but at the same time, it wasn't doing anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as I said, that in itself is quite a skill. So I don't know
Mm.
what that means, but
How much did you buy their relationship when you saw it? Did it feel like a couple that had been together for a year?
oh yeah, no, they were like on a weird, awkward first date almost, wasn't it?
They were
Like
like at the Fernandos, weren't they? Where they just picked each other from a lineup.
literally, yeah,
They're
they
like,
just like they'd maybe like
Fernando.
yeah, hooked up one night and then got thrown into having to stay together for a
I feel
couple
like
of days
I didn't
cabin.
I never felt like they even liked each other
no.
No,
at any point. It didn't feel
no,
necessarily awkward. It felt like they genuinely just didn't even like each other. It was a
yeah.
weird
It's
one.
like when you bump into someone that you know from a shop or something. It only happened to me once when we lived in Swindon back in the day. I ran into a lady who had been at the hairdressers and had cut my hair on one occasion. We'd met once. We had a nice chat while she was cutting my hair. We had nothing to talk about. We just happened to be standing next to each other in the pub for a bit, and it was like, all right, oh, nothing else to say. I'm gonna have to
All
go.
right,
Oh.
your hair's growing again. You'll need to come back and see me soon.
But yeah,
Well,
I
now I
think
can't because of this very awkward. No one's been unpleasant. No one's been horrible. but this
Uh,
this interaction has made me too uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to find a new hairdressers because of it.
yeah. If you went back to her again, she'd think you had the hots for her or something, wouldn't she? She'd go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, classic. Unless you
Oh yeah, saying hello to me in a public place, right? And it's like, yeah, being
bloody
polite.
men.
I was just being polite, and then I didn't expect us to then. I thought it was I was going to say hello as we were passing, but then we
Yeah.
happened to be standing in the same place, and
Oh
now I feel
no. I
terrible.
just go, I don't want to drink anymore. Actually, I'm not thirsty.
How did I get here?
Look at your phone. Oh, they're outside, everyone.
They're outside everyone, and then just go home. See you later. Where did you
Yeah,
get to? Don't worry about it.
that was my bother with that one as well. I just couldn't buy them as a
Yeah.
thing, and I've my anger's maybe increased and decreased in fluctuations
Yeah,
over since that
it
last
is a
week.
weird one. I feel like it was, yeah, I'm angry because I felt like I got falsely advertised something I did not receive. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I said to Ben as well, like I feel like it was obviously a return to that kind of like folky more theme of his that he's done previously. But I really enjoyed Gretel and Hansel, and I really hated the I'm the pretty thing that lives in this house or in the walls
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever it's called. Like
Johnny mentioned that last week, didn't he?
I hated that. I don't feel bad for saying it. I hated that film, and I think he's divisive anyway. I think you either like his films or you don't like them.
Mm.
So
Your opinion is do the bloody monkey. Just do a silly monkey that makes people
do a
explode.
silly monkey, yeah.
I feel
But
like
I
Longlegs
like
is the
long
most
legs as well, yeah.
stylistic of his films. I feel like, because the monkey is based on a Stephen King
Mm.
story. So even though it has its own style, like it does follow that kind of
Stephen
style
King or
of
was
the
it Joe
story.
Hill?
Stephen King, isn't it?
Was
Stephen King?
it? For
Yeah,
some reason I thought it
Joe
was.
Hill is Black Phone.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
confused. Yeah.
I guess I'll just things I've watched. I'll mention. I know I mentioned It's Alive last time, so I watched It Lives Again, which is It's Alive 2, and It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, which Radi Nikolov mentioned on an episode when we talked about Alien Earth. So I thought I got to seek it out, but I wanted to watch the other films as well. It's got like a really, despite the fact it is like a crazy like monster movie that's a bit like over the top, killer babies and the like. It's got like a really good heart to it. Like it lives again. Like the way that these parents like come around to protecting their offspring, despite the fact they're like murderous beasts, is kind of lovely. It's Alive, Island of the Alive has got Michael Moriarty in it, who's in The Stuff, and what else is he in? He's in with Q, and Return to Salem's Lot. He's in that as well. He's kind of like Larry Cohen's favorite actor, who he casts in all his movies. So he's great in that as well. Island of the Alive, you get like a fully grown killer baby as well. So
Still a baby
yeah,
or just a killer man.
Yeah, I was gonna
well,
say just a
they're
bloke.
only like 5 years old, so like it takes 5 years for them to like they can like procreate within 5 years. So they're on this island, and then I mean this is a spoiler, but I think it will make you want to watch the film. But then the like fully grown baby gets back to the mainland. It's only 5 years old, but it's fully grown, so we get to see like it roaming around killing people in that sense. So it's slightly different to the other films. Um,
When you say the baby is fully grown, do you mean the baby is now an adult or it is a fully grown
it's
like
it's
an
it's a weird.
adult-sized baby?
Yeah, it's a grey area. It still
Right.
looks the same as the baby, but it's like an adult.
Right.
If that does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like an adult-sized baby.
Yeah,
Just
Okay.
imagine just like
it's
basically
very
a
good
man
though.
size with a big baby head and
Yeah.
like in like a
Yeah,
full like a baby grow.
yeah,
With
exactly.
those bonnets on. What the
Yeah.
fully
Little baby's bonnet on. Yeah, exactly. But I liked both of those films because I did watch the King Cohen documentary off the back of watching those films, and obviously Johnny said that he'd seen it, and you know what? It's so good. It is so good. It's got so many good anecdotes from everybody. Larry Cohen is like the most charismatic man and he's in the documentary a lot. It isn't just people talking about him. It is him talking about his films as well, which is great. And like some of the films he made, like I didn't even realize. Obviously, he made Q, he made The Stuff, he made the It's Alive trilogy. But he made some like action films, some like black exploitation films in the 70s. He wrote a lot for like TV serials, for different genres, like when he was young, like in the '60s and stuff. A really, really good a really good documentary that really does make you say, okay, I want to watch everything that this guy has made, especially Q, because I've not seen that movie. Have you seen that movie, The Dragon in a?
I really want it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly so like the way it gets focused on in this documentary will make you want to watch it.
Okay.
There's also a film called The Ambulance, which stars Eric Roberts and Megan Gallagher, about like this weird ambulance that like snatches someone up and like steals a woman, and the guy goes like looking for it. It seems pretty creepy. Another film called God Told Me To, with these weird like glowy golden people who are like murdering random citizens and then going, "Oh, God told me to do this. It was
Is
bloody
it the
God all
opposite
along."
plot to The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
God, maybe.
And obviously the stuff and just yeah, it's really good. And
Okay.
obviously he made Wicked Stepmother, the last movie of Betty Davis, and the whole story about Betty Davis being in that film and why she eventually walked away from it before it was finished, and how they like saved the production and kind of like refocused it to be like, okay, Betty Davis is still in the film, but maybe we're going to focus more on this character when she was supposed to be the main character. It's fascinating. It just shows. And sometimes when people talk about directors, they go, "This director, he was the best director ever. He knew exactly what to do with everyone." This makes me feel a bit better about myself because they just go like, "Oh, Larry Cohen, he just never had a plan for anything. He'd just turn up, he'd shoot things without a permit, um, he'd like have a scene in mind, and then by the end of the day, they would have filmed a completely different scene." And I'm like, "Yeah, successful people don't know what they're doing either."
Just, yeah, you just flying by the seat of your pants. And if you're nice enough, and what I loved hearing Johnny talk about it as well, and by the sound of this as well, turns out he's a really nice man. Turns
Yeah.
out he was a nice, charismatic guy, like all the other ones.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
absolute visionary author. Big piece of shit, but
He
made
was
loads of people cry.
Yeah, he was absolutely cracking me up in this documentary as well, like loads of times. So it was great. I highly recommend it. Go and check it out.
Awesome.
Anything for you, Andy?
Just the one, Ben, and I'm saying this, as a throwaway because I've not finished it yet. I've got a little bit of time left, but I am currently halfway through and very much enjoying 2018's Upgrade.
Ooh,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
like Upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. I've not seen it before. I've been meaning to watch it for ages, so I thought, right, I picked something off the old watch list, spun the old wheel, and
Hell
was
yeah.
like, right, this is what it's going to be. Uh, it's really good and very poignant. Like this came out in 2018,
Mm.
very 2025, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it like the Venom movie we should have had as well?
Yeah,
yeah,
In terms of
definitely.
something controlling someone's body. The fight choreography is awesome, isn't it?
yeah. Really, really cool so far. Full review when I get to the end of it. But yeah, that's it for this week. Apart from the
Yeah.
2.5 hour epic that was the film of the week.
Yeah, film of the week. And again, as I said, this feels like we watched it a little while ago because we did go and see it in the cinema when it came out at the start of the month, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so Frankenstein, a 2025 American Gothic science fiction horror film produced, written, and directed by Guillermo del Toro, based on the 1818 novel by Mary Shelley. Film stars Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz. The story follows the life of Frankenstein, an egotistical scientist whose experiment in creating new life results in dangerous consequences. Bloody hell, mate. 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes, 86% critic score, 94% audience score. Look at that. Letterboxd, 3.9 out of 5. Some choice reviews on Letterboxd. Mary says, how much milk did they make Oscar Isaac
Oh,
drink?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He always has a glass of milk, doesn't
Three
he? Yeah.
stars.
He loves the milk of his meal. Yeah.
Is he a semi-skimmed man, do we think? Is he a full fat? Is he
Well, that
drinking
would have
some
been
sort of
straight
Full
from the
fat.
cow, wouldn't it?
nut milk? Straight from the cow.
Straight from the cow. Like
Straight from
no
the teat.
pasteurization or nothing.
Yeah,
Oh, no, of
we
course.
quickly Google the date, Louis Pasteur.
Yeah. Blue Ghost says he's literally 1 year old. Please be nice to him.
Oh,
5 stars.
he's just a baby.
Supernatural Horror says the most shocking thing about this is that Guillermo del Toro didn't have Mia Goth and the creature. Fuck. That's like his whole thing. 4 stars. And then Sabby says the most humane horror story ever made. 5 stars. 5 stars. There we go. So initial thoughts without revealing absolutely everything, I guess. Andy, not sure.
Oh,
Charlie
I'm
liked it.
sure,
Oh, you're
but
sure? Oh, you're sure?
I'm sure how I feel, Ben. But let's maybe I will go first because then we can begin, we can build in positivity.
Yeah.
Um, Frankenstein, a bit like Guillermo del Toro, it's one of my favorite books as well, mate.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I can, before I say anything else, I think the scale, the ambition, visually, lots of stuff to really be celebrated here, and you can see the DNA of his other movies coming to life he has such a way of telling a story and such a grand thing, and the design that goes into these things is phenomenal. But for me, this is the biggest, the challenge of the story and the way it is told is that it cuts out so much of the stuff that I thought was incredibly poignant about the story. And I think the thing I'm really struggling with is is this a film that has been designed on purpose for an audience that it doesn't think would get the more subtle elements of the story? And I'm not sure whether that should be, I should be offended on behalf of the audience because it's not giving you credit for being able to work out the subtleties of it, or is it even sadder than a large portion of the audience wouldn't have got it if you didn't have to do this? And the things that I'm pulling out specifically are the monster doesn't truly do anything monstrous, and I'll pull this out when we get to these parts of the story. He has a bit of a shout sometimes and thumps some wolves, but he doesn't do anything that is truly monstrous that could make him be describable
Does
as
he
a monster.
in the sort of Hammer horror, sorry, the 1930s one, when he kills the little girl? Does that happen in the book?
He does kill that family, yeah. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he encounters the rest of the family and he flies into a rage when they attack him. And he kills Elizabeth, he kills his brother in the text
Mm.
deliberately, maliciously to take his revenge
Yeah.
on Victor. Victor himself, another problem, which again we'll draw it out when we get to the story. I feel like we're almost giving him an excuse to be a
Mm.
real piece of shit because we show him have an abusive father, we show this none of this exists in the text. He's just a guy who is super ambitious with his science and does things because he thinks that he should be able to, rather than there is any reason for him to do it. He just thinks he's better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And, which if you'd included, maybe you wouldn't be the bit that the nail in the coffin for me was that his brother's dying words saying, "You were the monster, Victor, the whole time."
It was you who was the
You, it was
monster
you. And
all along.
I was like, come on, please. Like, yeah. So for me, it was just a loss of subtlety of the text, which I have chosen to believe, maybe rightly, maybe wrongly. I think audiences can deal with
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and it just reeked of, oh, make it simple in case someone who's sniffed too much glue won't get it, because I think people can get these things, and I think they've made a beautiful story for fucking babies, and it made me very angry.
Have they like twice? This is the only thing I thought, right? So I liked it, and I'm not particularly connected to the
Yeah, and I
original.
would be first to say I'm not here to yuck anyone's yums.
No, no, no.
If you liked it and you thought it was beautiful and poignant and things, great. I am
Yeah. Did
so
they?
happy, and I think everyone should enjoy everything. But for
Oh,
me, I think it was just frustrating.
I think the only negative feeling I had was that did they Twilightify Frankenstein's monster a little bit? Did they make like what? What's his name from Twilight? What's his name? Edward.
Edward Cullen.
Did they make like so what he is to vampires, like this version of Frankenstein's monster is to Frankenstein, being like not sort of aggressive or sort of scary in any way, and not a threat. And I guess with every other iteration of Frankenstein, you do kind of always think any minute now he's gonna cave someone's head in, any minute. Whereas I guess I never really felt like this with Jacob Elordi. I don't know. Again, but that's me saying as I liked it. Charlie, what was your initial thoughts on this?
Yeah, I get the frustrations that has just said about with all of that, but I think that he's right, and it is unfortunately, I think this film has purposefully made it very obvious. It's almost like everyone's always like the whole thing, like who's the real monster? And I think with Guillermo, he just decided I'm going to make it so blatantly obvious from the beginning who the monster is in this scenario. And I think again, being on Threads and on Instagram and on all social media, seeing the amount of people that are complaining and saying that this version of the film is woke because it's trying to make out that Victor is the monster and not the creature, when that's literally the subject matter and it's literally the story that it's actually supposed to be telling. I think previously a lot of people have missed the mark with the actual morals and the actual backbone of the story. So I think one of the reasons I liked it is because it's is it pandering too much to that whole thing of it's got to be a happy ending, or has it got to have like a happy, are we trying to, we pandering to the people that kind of want to make people that normally would be intimidating or scary or unknown to be more welcomed into society? And I think it's more of a prevalent idealistic thing that the world is doing at the moment. So I kind of found it quite clever to lean into that more to make the audience be on his side more than Victor's from the get-go, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I don't
No,
mind
I
a
do,
different
and I think
take on
that's
it.
a really that's a far more lovely and optimistic reading than I have of anything, Charlie. So
So
thank you.
and I think yeah, I think definitely like we do that. I've seen plenty of book to film adaptations where they've changed the endings in the films to make them like the good guys win and all the good things happen and stuff like that. And I remember doing a deep dive on some of them before, and it being a case of like American producers and stuff like that, and film companies don't like taking the risks on a film that's going to have a bad ending because it's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth, and then they're going to have something bad to say about it. So, but I don't know. But I've seen so many different iterations of Frankenstein.
Mhm.
And I think obviously like yeah, you don't have a family or a little kid getting drowned or killed. I've seen the one with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Lee Miller did, and
Mhm.
in that they were very blatant with the use of kind of the creature ultimately sexually assaulting Elizabeth in that version. Um, and then other versions where he kills her and stuff. So it, I feel like yeah, he very cleverly orchestrated it from the beginning to make the film. It's called Frankenstein, but it's not actually about him, and it's about a creature. And I think for once, it's also a film where I think people aren't going to get them confused and call Frankenstein the creature.
Mhm.
Is that
Oh yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Surely,
yeah.
yeah.
think I think the audience that have seen this one will know right from wrong when it comes to which one's Frankenstein,
I
which one's the creature. So I think it's again quite clever to make him kind of the more appealing, endearing character that people are going to resonate with and want to be the hero, if
I
that
don't
makes
mind a different take on these stories as well. Like, again, if I was really close with the source material, I might feel a little bit more like, oh, I do want it to be this and I do want it to be that. But because I'm not super close with the source material, I am a bit like, well, whatever take it is, and it's a bit of it's a weird one, isn't it? Because obviously you say about big producers and Netflix are obviously involved, but at the same time, when you've got someone like Guillermo del Toro like overseeing it, you do think it's kind of like going to be his vision, it's going to be his style, rather than
Yeah,
you
you'd
know,
have hoped he'd have enough clout to do what
yeah,
he wanted, right?
yeah.
exactly. And I think I read a quote where he said something along the lines of, um, again, I don't know, did he even say this? He may not even have said this. Someone might have just put words in his mouth. It was like adapting something is like sleeping with a recently widowed woman. He's like, you have to be respectful, but after a while, you have to make them yours, or something like that. It doesn't sound like he said it. Maybe he did. I don't know. So it is almost like he probably did start off trying to be like, this is an adaptation, but after a while, you know what he's like. Because I
Yeah,
was getting the Shape of Water was the DNA that ran all the way through this as well, wasn't it?
yeah, I do see exactly what you've described there because I did feel as we were coming through, like when you've got a text which is, I mean, Mary Shelley gets a great deal of praise anyway, but like again, a reminder to anyone who's fallen behind on their history, wrote this when she was 17,
Mm.
Oh,
like
that's great.
largely, and it was completed afterwards, but a great deal of the fundamentals coming together in like a wet weekend.
Yeah, just
Um,
it was
yeah,
a, a little competition type thing,
yeah,
wasn't it? Like who can write the scariest
yeah, an
story? But
incredible story. And I think you're right, Ben. Like, I think maybe along the way of adapting it, they've gone, right, what can I do to rewrite this and make it on my own? Which, you know, tremendous idea to put together. But I think when you were working with a text which is so strong, a really difficult one to possibly nail, right?
mm.
Yeah, 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 definitely. That's fair enough, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So in terms of it's kind of like split into two. Well, we've got like a prelude. We've got part one, which is Victor's Tale. Part two is Creature's Tale. Is this anything like the book at all?
Comparison to the book, we do get that same setup at the beginning whereby Victor Frankenstein is found half mad and terribly injured in the Arctic ice by a crew of sailors who are on a polar expedition. They find him literally half mad, like mushing his dog sled along, and he is in pursuit of the creature, trying to trying to overcome him. Then he comes in there, and then basically the story is framed of him sitting in the captain's cabin with him, warming up. He's got one of those olden days things, where if you get really stressed out, you can just die of it. He's like, my
Mm.
nerves are shattered, so I'm going to tell you a story here before I just
Got
have
time for a
accepted,
story?
before I'm accepted I am just going to die.
Mm.
And then, as far as I recall, there is no midpoint where Frankenstein's monster bursts in and goes, and now here is my story. The story is played out in its fullest until it's a bit like a Boy Meets World. I bet you're wondering how I got here. We
Mm.
get back, and then by the time we reach the end, he finishes his story, and then whether they, I'm now having to recall, maybe they do share a few words together, or he passes away, and then the creature arrives and
Mm.
takes him away. But there isn't this confrontation in the middle. Certainly that we didn't need. And again, we've talked about the adaptations and the maybe the pressures of a big studio. There is no action scene at the beginning where the creature turns up and thumps a load of sailors to death. Which I
How many
could We've got to have an action scene in the first 10 minutes, everybody. Um,
how
like
many people
I
have you
can see
killed?
why they would do that. I
Six.
can almost forgive that because it has no real narrative weight to it. And it
Mhm.
is just kids these bloody days. If there's not an action scene in the first 10 pages, then you'll have lost them. Fine. I can get on board with it.
Mhm.
But yeah, that doesn't really happen. It's just a retelling of his story as we go through.
Mm. So yeah, in terms of the cast, we've got Oscar Isaac as Baron Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi as the creature, Mia Goth in a dual role, she loves that, Lady Elizabeth Harlander and Baroness Claire Frankenstein, who obviously Victor's late mother in the first part of the film, um, Felix Cameraere as William Frankenstein, Victor's younger brother, David Bradley as Blind Man, Little Blind Man. Obviously he's key to this. He's not
Yeah,
just a.
isn't he? Is he the bad bloke that does the red wedding?
Oh yeah, because he is in Game of Thrones, but he's in Harry
Yeah,
Potter
he's
as
the
well,
bloody
isn't
wed red. Easy for me to say. But he
he?
red wedding, isn't he?
He's the bloody
Yeah,
wed wedded
he's a wedding man.
wedding man. He
Yeah.
was honestly what a lovely man. I feel like anyone comes into your home like that, you'd be like, get out of it.
He's my favourite bit, but I did wonder, as one of Karen's things, he's like, why has the monster got a northern accent?
Oh really? The
And it
monster's
was
like, why,
should have
eh,
got
Great.
pet?
Yeah.
should have got Sean Bean to be the blind man. That's how you'd have learned to speak from.
Bastards. I also felt like the blind man and the creature's relationship was a little bit like two gay men. I don't know why. I just got a bit of a feeling. It was a bit romantic. Did you get that feeling?
Not personally, but you're well within your rights to, Ben.
I don't know. It felt like there was something there about it. Similar in a way where people keep talking about a John Lewis advert currently. I feel the same. I watch it through the veil. I go, that's a lovely romantic story. Oh, father and son, are they?
Oh, I've not seen the new one. I've given up because of
No.
the several about families that don't deserve Christmas, Ben. Not to go on a side about the
Yeah.
John Lewis adverts what they do, but the family that doesn't want the nice bee in this fly trap to stay inside, fuck you then, no Christmas
Oh
for you.
yeah. That
Those
was horrible, wasn't
villagers
it? Yeah.
that oust that dragon because he gets excited and he sometimes causes little fires, no Christmas for you either then, villagers. I hope that dragon's
They
real
just
family
they just
come
go, oh, we're trying
burn
to
you
do
all
the
to
most
death.
emotional advert ever. It's like no one fucking shops in John Lewis anyway. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Um,
Get your
oh,
telescope and check on the moon, pedo. Why don't you?
Charles Dance, Baron Leopold Frankenstein, and Christoph Waltz as Henrik Harlander. Those are all the major players, I guess. We do have some smaller roles for peeps. But yeah, as you said, so we start with the prelude, 1857, the Royal Danish Navy ship, the Horizont, sailing in the North Pole, is trapped in ice, discovering the gravely injured Victor Frankenstein, who's been
Got a leg
sledding.
off, hasn't he?
He's got a leg off and he's been sledding hardcore for how much time is supposed to have passed? How has he gone from wherever he was now to being pursuing you to the North Pole? How far does someone have to go before you go? Where are they going? North Pole? I can't be bothered to keep chasing them.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a change of outfit.
I'm gonna have to go home, get a change of outfit, rent a sled, get some dogs,
Get
keep
my knife
stopping,
sharpened at the shop.
get my knife sharpened at the bloody shop, stop in B&M. They'll have everything I need. Um, But yeah, and then the crew are attacked by a creature who demands Victor's surrender. The creature at this point, we only see him in as my background, just covered in robes. Got a bit of the Imhoteps about him, isn't he?
He
I
is a bit
reckon.
in my step, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Before
Totally.
so the crew get attacked by the creature who demands Victor's surrender, and this is the action sequence where the creature basically kills. He's just launching people, isn't he?
Yeah, he's thumping them. They always land on something, like a big bowl of fire, that one man.
Where are you going to land? Aim for that soft snow. I've
Oh
landed in the
no,
big bowl
there's
of
a bowl
fire.
of fire there in that. He's gone.
Punching people, he's thumping people, he's slinging people.
He's getting
Before
shot, but he's like the Terminator, isn't he? He gets better.
he is like the Terminator. So Captain Anderson uses a blunderbuss to sink the creature into the icy water, but will be
Yeah, he does like a video game ending. He's like, we've only got one shot left and it won't kill him. He goes, not going to aim for him. I'm going to crack the ice.
I'm
As if,
cracking
like,
the
you know,
bloody ice, mate. Yeah.
someone's gone, hey, try target. Like, you know, you've died a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then the colonel's got him on the Kodak and gone, try shooting the ice. And he's like,
Try shooting the ice, mate, not the creature. Luckily, that makes him float 30 meters down the way. So he's out
yeah,
of. He just starts lingering there for a while, doesn't he? And then Victor, despite the fact that Victor has brought this to the captain's ship and killed like 6 of his crew members, do you want to settle down for a little story? And I'm not just going to tell you a story about how I made Frankenstein's monster. I'm going to tell you everything from my birth.
remember the time when I was a little boy and I
Remember the time
fancied
when I
my
was
mom in a
born?
creepy way we've not seen since the days of Piranha 2. That's a deep cut, honestly, but do check that out. The sexual tension between those two is off chops. Um,
Some people weren't aware that Mia Goth was both characters in this. How do you feel about that, Andy?
I wasn't aware myself, Ben.
You weren't aware yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like so basically what's happened is they've drawn eyebrows on her.
Yeah, they're giving her eyebrow.
They've given her like really thick eyebrows and
Literally all
it's
they've done.
changed her entire face.
Yeah.
I
I
could
mean,
have
she's
speak
got
in
a bit
French.
of a
You know when
prosthetic
someone has a
thing.
prosthetic nose, like for me it's the nose. If someone's nose changes, I don't recognize them anymore.
Yeah.
Daniela Westbrook from EastEnders through to cocaine addiction. I
You're
don't know
like,
who that
who's
is
this new
anymore.
character that's come in?
Look at who's this then? Who's this hot young thing?
Sending a letter to the BBC. You can't just change the actor.
Don't change the actress for God's sake. Um, so yeah, it fooled you as well. Fooling once. Who did you think it was? Did you think
Someone
she looks
else.
a bit like Mia Goth with eyebrows?
That just wasn't. I was at that time, Ben, early in the story. I was just embedding myself in the film. I wasn't thinking.
I
I'm
see.
not Amazon X-ray. I'm not there saying, "Oh, this is the actor from this." I was just absorbed in the text for
Yeah,
those few moments
I
before
got
we
you.
got into the because at that moment in time, I'd forgiven the early action scene, and it hadn't troubled me with any of its departures from the book.
I see. So you're locked in.
I was locked in at
So
that time.
Victor's mother dies giving birth to his younger boy. And now it starts. We do see Charles Dance as well, former neighbor of Charlie Errington. Charles
Yes,
Dance.
yes.
He lived. Where did he live?
He lived like just round the corner from me when I lived in Kentish Town.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saw him in Superdrug a couple of times.
What was he
Saw
buying?
maybe
him just
smacking someone in the face because it was vanity.
No, he always seemed pretty pleasant. But I think every time I did see him, if he looked around, I would have just been there like that.
This is a bit aggressive. Well, are you gonna fight him?
And he'd be like, "Oh God, she's there again." Because I just every time I saw him, I was just like,
Are
"Charles
you
Dance."
bloody
Yeah,
Charles Dance in
yeah,
playing
Must be careful.
Superdrug
You
Kentish
might have
Town?
mistaken him from the baddie from Last Action Hero.
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Um. So yeah. So how can we describe? I mean, is this relationship with his dad kind of quite legit to the book? Do you remember, Charlie? Don't remember.
Um,
Not sure.
The relationship with his dad, as per the book.
Yeah.
Sorry, I stuck Ricky in. Yes, so the relationship with his dad, and per the book, and this is where we my right now we're still on the train, Ben. I'll tell you when I go off the rails, when
Okay.
enough pennies have been dropped on the track. Right now, we're still really good, but I was a little bit alarmed with this because again, with hindsight of how the rest of the story goes, the fact that he's got this, I would say, maybe this is set up as a bit of an excuse that he's so sad that his mom passed away and his dad was quite abusive and he wanted him and he pushed him to
Mm,
be the very best. You know, it is thing, he's beating him when he hasn't learned his lessons verbatim and he won't hit him in the hands because those are the instruments of his art. He's being like molded
yeah.
to be the greatest doctor and the greatest surgeon right away. In his in the book, the family are wealthy and quite and very very supportive of his every whim. In fact, they go creepy in the other direction, not being big old abusers, but in the fact that Elizabeth's character is a beautiful little girl who they adopt from a family they just find, a family that can't afford to keep all their children. They just take her on and adopt her with the idea um, that she will be Victor's wife when they grow up. She basically adopt a kid like Angelina Jolie does as a companion for their other child. She doesn't
Oh
do that.
God.
That's just a joke. She does nice things, but
So this is just a joke, just to let you know.
And
but
then almost like grooms them to be,
yeah, she's basically taken on to be like, oh, you'll be Victor's companion, and all things being equal, you'll probably be able to get married
yeah,
when you're old enough. And the younger brother is still a child at the point that the creature is a thing. So his family are kind of a background thing all the time, and it's them who always support him and go back to them. And they fund his research and they fund his lifestyle, and he still gets into this obsession with breaking the laws and the limitations and overcoming death as an obsession at university when he's there. But it's not through a failure to save his mother or anything along those lines, unless my memory has completely failed me. But his mom, I believe, passes at some point because his family do pass on.
Yeah.
But
In
these are early things from his studies and the books he becomes obsessed with. And I think that is a real telling point about where he is as a character. There isn't that excuse to fall back like, oh, sorry, I've turned out to be a bad bloke. It's just that I had a bad dad. Like you were someone that goes wrong because you've had everything that you wanted and felt that the regular rules, even those of death, should not apply to someone as brilliant as you. And I think that's as an important lesson today as anyone, when we're legitimately having conversations of could rich people live forever by putting their brains into a computer? Fucking hell. Now
Yeah,
more than ever, we
yeah,
need we need the lessons of, you know what? Maybe if you grow up with everything you want, you turn into a real piece of shit.
yeah. And of course, as you mentioned, so Victor's mother dies during childbirth to his younger brother. Obviously, there's a moment where sends the dad off to like save her because he's such a brilliant doctor, but he cannot. And I guess Victor almost doubts that he even tried in
Yeah, I
this
was gonna
film.
say
Yeah.
it's very much a feeling of that it's not so much that he cannot, I just don't think he did.
Oh, suppose I'll try and save her, will I? Oh,
Yeah.
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 But interesting little interesting little coffin she's got going on.
Oh, like
Yeah.
with the weird little face,
Yeah,
like death mask
pretty
that
cool.
goes on the.
And when Victor's dad dies as well, he gets one as well. I feel like everyone should have one of them, shouldn't
No,
they?
once they run out of bloody money,
What are they? Yeah, yeah. What are you making in there?
just get a wooden one. You're going to stick it in the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, pretty cool though.
exactly. Um.
But
So,
yeah,
oh yeah.
they
So the younger brother is the favorite of the dad as well. So I guess that's another thing.
Yeah,
Um.
like we see he's like beating Victor for not learning lessons verbatim,
Yeah.
but then when the little boy is born, he's like, "Oh, Daddy, watch me! I'm on my little horse and cart that he's
Oh, you're
bought."
bloody great.
Yes,
You
the
are. You're
horse
a
and cart.
legend. I'm his little horse and cart.
He's like
Yeah, and
what
he's and,
behind
he,
the
and he's
tree like
like,
that.
yeah, he's behind the tree skulking.
Yeah.
So we
Like,
get
One of
I'll
these,
show you.
he's saying,
one.
"I'll show you one day. I'm going to try and have sex with your wife to be a bad brother."
You wait. I'm gonna wait all this
The
time.
second, literally, on day one of meeting your fiance, I'm
Yeah.
basically going to try and really blatantly be after her and going off to dance halls with her while you are inexplicably, because you work in finance, not construction, are set to work building my fucking dream
It
house.
becomes like the foreman, like, right, you're in charge.
These exact specifications that only I know, I will
Yeah.
spend some time communicating to you so I can fuck off and try and cop off with your girlfriend
Yeah.
while you build this to my exacting specifications. Oh no, I can't be here. I have to be in London for reasons.
Uh,
There he is.
So yeah, we get that classic thing where someone grows up, they go from kid to immediately an adult, played by the actor who play. You know what I mean? There's no middle ground. It's like well, he's a kid here now. Now he is a fully grown man.
Yeah.
So Victor becomes a brilliant, arrogant surgeon, obsessed with curing death through science, and then he does that. Um, the what does he do? He's at the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh, and he does like a little talk
How is
where he,
anyone surprised that you can do a Frankenstein later when he's like doing it like just here are these special green and red batteries that I've invented that can make an arm.
yeah,
Basically, that's Murphy, isn't it? It's one arm and a head and a pair of lungs.
yeah.
yeah.
I can make RoboCop come back to life here, and he can catch an apple out of the air. Again, for me, a bit of a, oh, okay, nothing exciting's happened for 10 minutes. You better put something in.
Yeah, catching the apple out of the air. Oh, we get Ralph Ineson in this as well,
Oh
doing his
yeah.
voice.
Doing
That's
his
good. Doing his
voice.
bloody voice. And this is when Henrik Harlander, arms merchant played by Christoph Waltz, turns up, and watches this particular I was going to say performance, but
Demonstration.
demonstration. That's it.
Demonstration of just being able to
Yeah,
bring something back to life during the time that we later learn there's a war on, but no one in that audience, apart from the arms dealer, goes, "This could be useful." Or Wayland Yutani when you need him.
exactly. Where are they? Yeah. So what happens next? Oh yeah, so he offers him unlimited funding. You fancy some unlimited funding to basically create a person from body parts? Yeah, yeah, sure.
You want
And
unlimited money to just very quickly rush to the end of this experiment, and I may ask you for a favor at one time, but there's
Yeah.
no need to ask any more questions about that now. And he goes, "Okay, then I won't."
okay, then I bloody
The
won't.
bin's out one day when he's on holiday. Nothing else will come of it.
Sounds like
Nothing
kind
else.
of Illuminati stuff, doesn't it? Like, oh, you can have everything that you want, but at some point, we might ask a favor of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might ask a
Don't know
favor.
what it's going to be yet, but that's the price you'll pay. And he goes, yeah, sounds good.
He probably
Pressure.
just thinks, oh, he's a Nick Fury, isn't it? I'm going to do this. Nothing's going to go wrong, and there'll be a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen at the end of this. But for
Sound
now, I
bloody
shan't
rich.
ask any questions. I will just get on with my experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get on the experiments in this amazing building, which is an isolated tower with a big hole in the middle and a big thing for the lightning on top.
It literally looks like somewhere you'd wander around in Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, it does. Because it's one of those things where like there's no rails, so you just fall off the edge. Ah, fall into
It's
the.
real though, isn't it? The building that they use for the
It's real.
outside
What the
shots is
interior
a
is?
real,
Oh, the outside.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
real building tower somewhere
Mm.
in the
Um.
UK somewhere. I was like, it's cool.
So enlisting William's assistance and building a laboratory, Victor becomes
Yeah, you're the
smitten.
foreman now.
Becomes smitten with William's fiancée Elizabeth. I reckon it's because the only woman around. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm smitten with you now. Well, hire some other women.
No one knows because he looks like his literally looks like his mum that he fancied, but with thinner
Yeah,
eyebrows.
God. You look exactly like my mum, but with thinner eyebrows. But Andy didn't know that. She declines his advances, didn't she? He goes, come in and have a look at this bloke I've got splayed open, Hellraiser style.
And she's fine about that. She goes, "Oh, reminds me of some art that I saw.
I saw some great art that looks exactly like this once.
I've been
But
to
you
see
think,
that formaldehyde thing from that German fella in the British
yeah.
Museum. It's fine."
But he goes, look at this. And she goes, oh, I'm not actually into that. And I'm not into you. Piss off.
It's before that, but he's done like a massive tonal departure to have like some funny japes, like we're watching National Treasure, where he goes, "Oh, she's going to confession." Just
Oh, yeah,
nips
of
the
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, he
he just like
follows
nips
after her.
it.
I
And he
actually
does
forgot about that bit.
he does like a little bit where he's like, "Oh, my child, what do you think of
Yeah.
Victor
This is pretty
Frankenstein?"
good.
And she goes, "Oh, he's a knobhead, and I fucking hate him." He goes, "Oh,
Not you.
fancy him, do you? Oh, No, I think he's a prick." And she goes, "What? A prick?"
This is the
Yeah, and he's
equivalent of
really
like that
easy to spot because
ask
that's
us,
jokes.
ask me anything question on Instagram when someone goes, what'd you think of this person then? And it's clearly them. Oh, well, I don't know. This is the equivalent of that.
Who's your crush?
Who's your crush? Tell me the truth. You can trust me. You can trust me.
I'm a
Um,
vicar with an old man voice, you see.
yeah,
And
have a
then
look.
she rumbles him, and then rather than being mortally offended that this woman who's been in a convent until like last week or whatever it was, um,
They go
yeah,
for a little bit of tea and a little bit of a dance.
yeah, he goes, guess my books that I bought then. Oh no, you've got a big stack of these. I'm not going to be get. There's infinite books. Guess
Mm,
this book then. Is it about cakes? No, insects actually. Idiot.
bloody idiot. Um, so yeah, but she seems to like him, but she does reject his advances eventually because she goes, I'm actually
Because
married to
she's
your brother. You're
unlike
wrong.
Victor, has a bit of honor. Whether she fancies him, realizes that it would be not worth the hassle
No.
to get together with your fiance's brother.
Yeah.
No,
With his milky
even if
breath.
you break up, it's not happening.
With his bloody milky breath, right?
Yeah,
I ain't interested in you. So Harlanders gets pretty impatient at one point and goes, I demand results. I know I said before that I've got infinite funds and infinite patience. I've actually got to a point where I want some results. They go and harvest some body parts from hanged criminals and soldiers. There's like people look there on their bloody last legs, mate. And he's going, oh, yeah, I'll have a bit of your kneecap.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, he sort of dismisses the people at the hangman's noose. They're about to go, oh, these guys are all fucked up. Let's go and get some people who've been blasted to bits on the battlefield instead.
yeah.
Much better.
Blasted to absolute bits. And including, I found a 7 foot tall man as well. I guess it's just legs and bits. So it's during the ongoing Crimean War, isn't it? Um, he fashions a large creature to reanimate. He's done a pretty good job putting it together, Mike. Because I feel like Frankenstein, especially the Robert De Niro Frankenstein, horrific looking.
Yeah.
Looks like a ball bag of a man. No
What he's done,
disrespect.
Ben, is he's used the technique you have, where he's gone. Turns out I have chopped all the bits up, but all the pieces from
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
guy.
He was perfect to start with. Why have I chopped him up? That's all right. We'll put him back together because all the scars look great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the sort of angel of death thing as well that he keeps
Oh, because
seeing.
he has a dream, doesn't he, where
Yeah.
an angel of death goes, do his thing, and he wakes, goes, oh, 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 sorry, I just had a dream that I saw a scene that almost blow for blow was from Hellboy 2. Oh well, let's.
Yeah. There's lots of that though. Yeah, there is. Like again, yeah, the whole Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, the DNA is in this as well. Like you
Mhm.
could easily, turn that dial a little bit to make it like a superhero-esque movie, couldn't
Yeah,
you?
especially with that his little japes that he did in the church.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, lovely little Japes. All this needs is a fish man. There
yeah,
should be a
his mate,
fish
a
man.
fishman. If Doug Jones had turned up as a fishman,
He would have been all over it, wouldn't he? Yeah. So he prepares to harness lightning, send electric currents through the lymphatic system. After it's what's his name shows him that he goes, "Oh, you've been looking at all these bits, have you? Have you ever thought about looking at the lymphatic system? It's
oh, and he
actually
has it in his special collection, doesn't he?
yeah,
Like
go
a
through the
table
back.
almost, isn't he? Like a little diagram
Yeah,
Yeah.
drawn out.
looks a bit like Operation. I'd say that's probably what it's like. As a storm approaches, oh yeah, this is when Harlander reveals he's dying of syphilis. I'm actually dying of syphilis. This hair isn't mine. Um, but what I want you to do is put my brain into the creature.
You
Um,
know, dying of syphilis and all the, he only notices when he's got his wig off and is all fucked up and everything. Like, it's Frankenstein, but he's doctor, isn't he?
he's a bloody
Nice
dog.
one, mate.
Cheers, mate. Can you
So
help me
busy
with this
trying to cop
syphilis?
off with your brother's like fiance.
Yeah,
You've not noticed this man withering away
yeah.
until
Are
you
you all
happen to
right?
cop him.
Uh,
Yeah.
Victor refuses. Harlander falls to his death after attempting to sabotage the experiment. He falls through the hole in the top of the building, didn't he?
The accident waiting to happen hole.
Someone put a rail up, for God's sake. Oh, we
No
put all these
rail. What shall I tile this? The slipperiest tiles, actually.
slippery. Oh my
Literally,
God, yeah.
I want there to be Super Mario 64 levels with more grip on the
Yeah.
floor than in this area.
What does he
Just
break?
have a wash with water all the time.
He breaks like one of those prongs as well. One of those prongs gets like a little ding in it, which I think is what makes the experiment go a little bit
Causes the
wrong.
fire, I'm guessing.
Causes the fire, yeah. So Victor electrifies the creature, but fails to reanimate. Victor goes, failed. I'm going to bed.
Going to bed.
I'm going to
Take the
bed.
bed.
He goes and like throws himself down in the bed like a teenage girl has just had an argument with their parents. He goes, he
Oh,
like
what a
throws
bloody
himself
creature.
onto his bed.
But when he wakes up, the creature is alive and well, looking. What's he looking like? A little bit
Well, he's
mummified.
looking like he's wearing certificate saving pants.
He's wearing the Hulk's amazing stretchy jeans.
Well, he's got
Skeggy.
like he's got lovely like sort of sellotape caution tape covering his privates. So basically, he's Jodie Marshed it, hasn't he?
He's wore a belt on a big night out, and the paparazzi are all over it. Has he got genitals? As has Victor made that happen, or is he like an action man down there?
Well, Victor does say like procreation if I make another one of you. So I'm guessing.
Mm.
Guessing he's put the William Bulls on there as well, and
I'm,
they're all in,
I'm guessing so.
and they're all in working order. He's tested it. He's gone right.
Stick some current through this.
Stick some bloody current through that, you dirty boy. So the creature's alive, but Victor treats him like shat. How does he
Yeah.
treat him, Charlie?
It is really awful, isn't it? It's one of those things where I just like, yeah, he seems like all right at the beginning, doesn't he? I think he at the beginning realizes that he's like, okay, this is like I'm gonna have to treat him like my child. This is my child.
Mm.
But then because he doesn't get that instantaneous kind of like, all right, we've been going over this now for so long, like
We're
all
going
you
over
can say
this.
is all you can say is my name.
I've
Like,
said it 3 times now, and you haven't immediately grasped it.
yeah. Which, when you think about it, obviously what happens later on in the film doesn't make too much sense because he seems to be able to pick up a book and read that like pretty
I
sharp.
reckon he's on the wind up. I reckon he's just. You can see how much it infuriates him,
And he's
on the
gone,
wind
yeah,
up.
I'm
He's
gonna
going,
break.
Victor, Victor.
Because obviously the little prong, the bit that goes wrong and causes the fire, like I think that's supposed to obviously like symbolize that that's that little
Mm.
like
That's-
nick in the process is what didn't make the brain wired up quite correctly, and that's why he's such an infantile creature as opposed to
yeah.
But he
yeah.
can say one word within and can walk and move around within moments should be miraculous. And this is where we get
Mm,
the departure from the book here. So in the text, kind of it goes from all this excitement for what he is going to create and what he's going to be able to achieve, and then as soon as he sees the creature, like he fucking hates him.
yeah.
Like he immediately is like disgusted by him, and he goes, "Oh, this is horrible.
Abomination type.
This is foul." And like he is meant to be unsightly and unnatural to look at, which
Bloody
he is unnatural to
stinks.
look at, but he's bloody handsome. So that's a problem.
He stinks. He's boring. He's bold.
Yeah.
He's all of those things.
Well, this guy isn't bald though. He grows a lovely head of hair.
He's showing off how much bloody hair he can grow, doesn't he? He's northern. He reads. He can't get enough of books, and he grows a lovely head of hair.
Inexplicably, I guess maybe the person we got the throat and tongue from was Northern.
Yeah.
Sean
Oh
Bean
yeah. Yeah. Good.
died on
Ooh,
the
good
battlefield.
theory, yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Boromir. It was the
Boromir. It was
battle
bloody Boromir.
against.
Wonders not simply march.
And it was like, why are all these bodies dead short? Fucking hell! Loads of hobbits.
So yeah, he marvels at his strength and rapid healing, but can only teach it to speak one word. Frustrated, Victor imitates his father's cruel discipline. This is like Purple Rain all over again, Charlie.
Yeah.
Dad does something mean to you. Oh, that's all right. Well, don't you do it as well. Immediately does it at the first chance of asking. Bloody prince imitates his father's cruel discipline, enraging the creature. And then bloody William and Elizabeth turn up unannounced. We can all Victor's fuming about this, isn't he?
Yeah, and she mugs him off by immediately teaching him another word in like a minute.
Oh, see, that's why I said he's mugging him off. Obviously, he would have said something else. He would have said milk. He would have said I don't know anything else. Victor was like, "Got any milk? Got any milk?" I'm absolutely gasping for a
No,
for a
to my
glass.
mind, Victor hasn't tried a fucking thing. He's
No.
just like gone. He's been like banging him
Yeah.
round, like
See, that's
not.
what I thought as well, because Victor's not really a man of many words, I can't imagine, in the sense that apart from when he's trying to be a priest or like try to chat up what's her face, like he's not really the most chatty and sociable of people. So I can't imagine that he's like sat down and like trying to go through like phonetics and the alphabet and like what is this? I can't imagine he's done that. Imagine that he's just screamed at the creature and is expecting the creature to like scream back, like
Yeah,
as a sort of sign of something. I think he's more annoyed that he's not showing like emotion or anything like on that level, as well as all he says is Victor.
yeah, and also like that's a thing of speech as well. But he's clearly able to demonstrate some kind of comprehension because he guides him around and he shows him the sun. And like
Mm,
this is a point where Victor had a chance to be something different. And again, thematically, I can see why they bring in the background of his father.
hmm
He immediately falls into those same unpleasant behaviors that his father had towards him. But again, for me, a fundamental thing about him being monstrous is that you don't need this cycle of abuse to be like this. You can just turn out to be a bad bloke, and the very fact is that the nature of the story is that he has tried to surpass, which particularly at the time, that things are brought to life by a divine creator, by a god, if you like, and he
Yeah.
has wanted to do that, but then he falls short of his responsibility to do the same, to like nurture the life that he has brought into the world.
hmm
Um, and that is his failing, and that is what makes him monstrous without the fallback of, oh, but your dad did smack you about a bit, didn't he? So those things that fall a little short. And I was wondering, maybe at this point, because we know it's a narrative, is this potentially, do we investigate a story of like an unreliable narrator here where it's saying, oh, I really tried but I didn't, but then ultimately that isn't what pans out. I
Yeah.
think we're led to believe that what he shares with the captain is exactly as it's happened.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Elizabeth questions Victor's treatment and bonds with the creature. teaching him to speak her name. And is this when he gives her a little leaf?
It's a leaf, yeah.
Here's a leaf. I go, put some effort into your gifts, mate.
It's when he's Sherlock Holmes in working out how he will ultimately escape by floating the
Oh yeah, he's
floating the
Oh
leaves
yeah,
down.
floating the
That's
leaf down.
it.
Bloody hell. Victor lies to William that the creature killed Harlander and sends them away.
He
This is
mugs
where
him off straight away, doesn't he? Oh, he killed him. Fit of rage, actually.
bit of rage, actually. Yeah.
Looks like he's been dead for ages. Yeah. These are falling down a big hole wounds.
Yeah, falling down a big hole. Yeah, fell down a big hole and he survived. And then the creature bludgeoned him to death.
Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate opportunity to go. Did you not see in my very exacting specifications, Foreman, the safety rail they asked for?
Oh god, yeah.
Because like genuinely, you wouldn't need to mug a monster if you could just say, "Yeah, he slipped and died in this death trap of a fucking house I'm living in."
Yeah. Whose fault was it though? What?
It literally rained and it became the slipperiest
The death trap.
Yeah.
water slide.
Don't know if you realise this, but you built my house in a water park.
It has an open roof and tile flooring.
He oh yeah, and then he sets fire to the place. He goes, I had a guts full. I'm gonna set fire to the old place with the creature. Not gonna chuck gasoline or whatever on the creature, just gonna do it all around him but still tie him up so he can suffer.
I've
He does
left.
have a change of heart though, and he goes to go back in the building, doesn't he? And it just explodes in his face.
Yeah, because what is there? The science and the learning he has done has failed to notice if you put loads of like high pressure flammable liquids. I was surprised he got that far away from the place before it
Yeah,
exploded in his
well, it's
face.
because he hears the creature crying out his name, Victor. It's hot in here. Well, no, because there is a bit when he hears Victor when he does hear the creature say, Elizabeth, but he ignores it, doesn't he? He's like,
Oh,
that's
because he
not
says like when he goes down with his petrol, he
say
goes,
anything
"Say
else.
one other word other than Victor, and I will save you." And he goes, "Oh, Elizabeth," and he goes, "Fucking anything but that. Actually, I've changed the
Anything
rules.
but that,
Burn
yeah,
you
swear.
down."
Yeah, no bad. You could have said leaf. Uh, so he has a change of heart, tries to re-enter the tower, it explodes and it shatters his leg to dust.
It snaps his bloody leg off.
Snaps
Did
his
he
bloody
hit it
leg.
on anything, or did it just get exploded?
Guess a bit of shrapnel comes out and just tears it off, and he goes, "Ow!" Bloody come sharp. So he ends up with a fake leg,
Yeah.
prosthetic. So this, as Victor's telling this story, the creature boards the ship and confronted by the captain, he goes, "Right, this has been a 4.5 hour story so far, and I've had a guts full. Right, creature, what's your side of the story?" He goes, "Well, this is like Jeremy Kyle. This is like a Jeremy Kyle thing when they give the first half of the show to the person who's like been done wrong, and then they go, right, we're gonna give the person doing the wrong a chance to speak for themselves, and then they reverse it, and they go, actually, she's the aggressor, or he's the aggressor. I'm the victim all along. It's Jeremy Kyle,
My
the
biggest
captain."
question, Ben, for you is how did the monster know what bit of the story Frankenstein had got up to?
Because he knew that he'd end the story on the bit where, and then my leg got shattered. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Oh, I bet he
My
just
daddy
told you his
was
leg
mean
got
to
shattered, didn't he?
me.
Well, here's what happened.
He was just,
Um,
I reckon he was at the door for a little while like that.
Yeah.
yeah. Because he picks up the story from the explosion, but I'd want to pick up a bit earlier than that to try and make sure he included all the bits where he was abusive to me when I was in the.
Yeah, and he chained me in the basement the day I was born.
What did he do to you in that place? Well, Victor said that he was lovely to you. He kept you on a bed of feathers, fed you a little bit of milk every day, stroked your head.
Yeah.
Um,
What he did was leave him in a wet basement, even though he had weeping open wounds.
oh,
Dead.
that's horrible. You have swamp feet before the day's through. So the creature escapes the explosion, wanders into the woods, immediately shot at by hunters. Now he's clearly a humanoid of some sort, and they go, "What was it? Could have been anything.
Yeah.
It was some sort
Yeah.
of."
And he's already put a jacket on. He goes, "What looks like a tall man? Should we shoot him in the back?"
Yeah, just shoot him in the back because it was clearly like some sort of
There's some sort of thing in a jacket,
thing. Where
like
did
a
he get the jacket
human's
from? Oh yeah,
jacket.
he
What
got the
could it
jacket
be?
from
Got 2 arms, 2 legs, wearing a man's coat. Could be
What could it
anything.
be?
could be it's a demon. It's
It's
a
one of
bloody
those
demon.
wolves shooting in the back.
He's got
Those
like one.
wolves, ever so tricky. They're always trying new things to rob off with our CGI sheep.
Yeah,
Let's
they
shoot
are.
him in the back.
He looks
Take
like he's
that,
got a
wolf.
big football manager coat on, a really long one.
One of
Because,
those dry robes that you want to take when you go swimming, wild swimming.
but no, no one ever takes them while swimming. They
That's
only
it,
take
Ben.
them on the
Arsenal
school run.
fans.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal fans. It's like, it's bloody Alex Ferguson here in my forest.
Kill
Eat
him.
this,
Get
Fergie.
him. Chewing gum. Um, but rather than the creature didn't get angry at him, he goes, "Oh, that's my new family now." He follows them to their gaff. He takes shelter in the mill gears of their farm, watching the hunter's family through the walls.
Friends with
Secretly
mice.
Oh, the little mice.
makes some little
See,
friends of mice, and
I
he
clearly there's all of these little bits that Andy's like the bloody friends of the mice. And he did this, and I'm like, oh, the
No,
mice.
I like that he's friends with the mice because
Okay.
he's
he
a nice
keeps
he's a
he
nice
keeps
guy.
helping the family though. He keeps turning up with a big shop every now
Yeah,
and again.
spirit of the forest. He's got all this hay.
Got all this hay for you, yeah. And they start leaving little presents out for him as well. What do they leave?
They leave,
Clothes.
they leave clothes, which is
Clothes.
weird because they're like
Don't know his size.
they don't know his size, but they're almost like so they know it's a person that's doing it, but then they call it like the
Spirit of
spirit
the
of the
forest.
I
forest,
guess
don't they?
It's just a
But then
homeless lanky fella.
some like in some like particularly Nordic cultures they leave out clothes for
Yeah.
spirits and stuff.
oh, okay. Because in my head, I was just thinking, let's put the two and two together, shall we? You saw a humanoid man wearing a coat in the woods and not other clothes, and now you're leaving clothes that are being taken and being worn by someone. Like, can we piece the bits together, please?
And of this entire massive family, the only person that knows he's there is the blind man.
Yeah.
You can
Blind
smell
man.
him.
You can
Yeah, he said,
smell
"Oh,
him.
I've
He's
got
obviously
like
listening.
like all people with a missing sense in any type of film. All my other senses are now superhuman. I'm Daredevil."
That's pretty much it.
I can hear every move and I can smell every smell he
Also,
makes.
the creature steals some education, doesn't he? By peering through a hole, and as the blind man is teaching the granddaughter how to read,
But the
he
old
goes,
man knows because he always flips the flashcard round.
always flips the flashcard
Genuinely, he
round.
does. Like he does know, and he goes,
Oh,
"Oh,
he
I put a
does.
hole there in my little
Yeah.
spy
Okay,
hole,"
I
and
got
he's
you.
like, "Oh, A is for apple," and he turns it
I
round.
know for a fact the spirit of the forest can't speak a lick of English either, so I'm making sure he knows.
Yeah, oh,
Um,
little girl, when you're reading the stories, can you always do it in a northern accent to make sure he develops one?
the rest of the family leave for winter, and this is when the creature befriends the blind man. He just lets himself in, doesn't he? He goes like,
He just kind of wanders in.
he goes, "All right, how's it going?" And then they become the best of friends,
The
maybe
firm,
lovers,
firm
but the best of
friends.
friends.
Found
Um,
friends.
And I
Or
teaches
think
them to
it's the
read.
kindness that Victor doesn't, does he? Because the
Yeah,
second,
yeah, that's
like,
pretty
he
much it.
drops the whiskey on the floor, and whereas Victor would be straight to smacking him in the face, he's like, "That's all right, you scared? You dropped something."
You have as much. Oh, you have anything you want from me. You have all me whiskey. You have everything. It's fine. I'm a blind man.
Also, if I reach a point where my parents have become infirm and, like to make what I consider to be a wild choice, do you want to come up with us for the where we stay in the winter? It's like, no, you know my ways. I stay on my own and pray in a dangerous, alone place all winter. I would hope you would ask more than once rather than a stupid old man. Well, let's leave him then.
Let's leave him there to pray for the old time. Bloody hell. Um. So yeah, teaches him to read and speak fluently. He's loving the books. He's actually going through them like Matilda, isn't he? I've got any more
Yeah.
books? Got any more of them books? Please, please. Um. Struggling to remember his past, the creature journeys to the ruins of the laboratory and discovers his true creation. Because luckily, Victor took a load of photos of him when he was like
Took a load of
halfway
photos of him
through being
and
created.
and in the year that has passed, or however much time that has passed, his books that like said, and I've made a Frankenstein. They haven't been damaged by the
No,
fire or the endless water or the snow.
they were laminated book of dreams.
Yeah.
They've been laminated. Um. So yeah, he basically finds out about this and is he angry? I guess he's angry, right? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because he finds the address to Victor's estate as well, and he's like, right,
Yeah, Victor. In my last diary entry, before I burn down this house of the monster in, I will be moving along
to
to
this address.
to this address.
So he returns to the farm to find the blind man. He's had his legs eaten by wolves.
By
That
CGI wolves.
the
Which
CGI
I'm
wolves.
saying that because What do you guys make of the wolves?
Um,
Because I have seen that apparently there were wolves used, like real wolves,
wolves on set, but their
but
performances
then
weren't
they're
very believable.
very janky. So I mean, obviously a bit of both going on there, but
Who else gets their legs eaten by wolves? Elijah Wood in Sin City. I think it's just dogs.
Yeah, they're
It's
just
wolves.
dogs. Everyone from Frozen, aka eaten by wolves, they get
Yeah,
eaten by wolves, don't they?
legs
okay.
eaten by wolves.
I get it that
Um,
it's probably like it's one of those things. Wolves are wild animals. They're probably not natural actors, and it's probably morally grey, if not
yeah.
unpalatable, to make them be actors. I would have maybe chosen to show the wolves from just further away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe they like scattered and ran when the creature arrived back.
He definitely
Yes,
threw one, didn't he? Threw one and it kind of did like a
Yeah.
skins another one when it jumps on his back. I think
Oh yeah.
wolves, for all of their
yeah.
for all of their faults in terms of strategy, they're probably, if you see one of your mates get torn in half by a big giant man, I
Run
bet they
away.
leave.
We've already discussed this, that the best thing against wolves is Liam Neeson with minibar bottles
Minibar hull
cans.
cans.
Minibar Hulk cans. If only the creature knew. So he fights them off. He comforts his dying friend, but of course the family arrive at the moment, and they go, "What have you bloody done?" It's like he's
What have you
clearly
done
got.
to Dad? You have killed it and tried to frame these wolves,
Who have already been stitching you up, eating the bloody sheep over and over again.
and several of whom we just saw running out of the house,
Yeah.
There's
and
blood
several of their dead
all
bodies
over
there
them.
again.
What do they do? Do they shoot? They shoot him, don't they? And he
They
like
shoot him to death,
collapses.
but he gets better.
They shoot him to death, but then we get a little time lapse. Sorry, where we see him wake up like, "Oh bloody hell!" Um, and he
Yeah,
goes,
if
"You
you
know
hurt
what?
if you
I better
hurt
be off."
if you hurt him enough, he dies temporarily but comes back.
Yeah. And he basically gets up and goes, "All right, see you later then. I know, oh no, and I'm not wanted." He realizes that he cannot die and will spend eternity alone. The creature basically goes to Victor's gaff, and this is on the night that William and Elizabeth are getting married. Elizabeth's wedding dress, Charlie.
I gasped. I actually audibly gasped because yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether you know, Andy. Like, so basically, I've my useless degree I have is in costume design. So when it comes to anything costume stuff, and it's probably one of the massive reasons I'm really biased on this film in general.
Mhm.
Is just the attention to detail and everything was just stunning. And the second I saw her in the wedding dress and the instant clock of like the kind of wrapping of like the bandages around the arms and like the rib cage design on the corset. I think I grabbed your arm, Ben, and I was like, the dress. And he was just like, what? And I was like doing this at my arms.
I think
And
I
I
had
was-
already. Luckily, I was on board because I'd already seen like a
yeah.
side by side comparison of that and Bride of
Oh,
Frankenstein.
okay. Yeah. See, I hadn't seen that, but yeah, I just saw it and I was just like very excited.
Oh,
But I mean, the costumes in general in the film, I haven't really mentioned until now, but like, again, there's just so much attention to detail with Elizabeth's love for bugs and beetles, and there's a lot of colors and a lot of textures that are used, and a lot of print repeat patterns and stuff like that, which are to incorporate that kind of look or aesthetic to kind of link those two things and stuff.
like the teals and blues of a beetle's shell that
Yeah,
she.
exactly. And just if you look really closely at some of the designs, like there's like buttons and stuff that are used that almost look like beetle wings, and there's some patterns on one of the other green dresses where if you look at a close up, it's almost like a repeat print of kind of like different like bugs and stuff. Um, so stuff
No,
like that
that's
when you like really is exciting to me.
that's incredible, and I'm happy to confirm of all the things I had no notes on, the costumes are flawless, brilliant.
Yeah,
Even we said this
no,
before we started recording. Even Karen, who really disliked this film, she said the costume and the design of it was
yeah.
phenomenal.
It's
Top
crazy.
notch.
Like the costume designer who did it was Kate Hawley. She did Crimson Peak, so she's worked with him before.
Hmm.
Um,
Another
and I
exquisitely
love
designed
that as
film.
well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the scene where Elizabeth goes down to see the creature and she's like got the candle, and she's got like the floaty nightdress on, and like that was a very similar shot to the one in Crimson Peak. Um,
Mm.
as she goes like wandering around and stuff. I just, yeah, it's there was a necklace apparently that she wears. I think it's in the scene where um she's first talking to Victor when they're talking, he's drinking his milk and they're having a chat while the others go off for a smoke or whatever they go to do, and they're talking about science and stuff. And there's a necklace that she's wearing in that, which is from Tiffany and Company, I think I read, and it's from the same era as like Mary Shelley when she wrote it. So the sourcing of like the stuff to make it so time specific, I just think was really amazing. But they managed to find a Tiffany and Company necklace that is like blue beads with tiny little beetle details in it that was from the exact time period, and then to incorporate that kind of bug thing into the character. So yeah, just like I've gone really deep diving into like a lot of the costume stuff just because it's something that I enjoy anyway, but it's just a film like this comes out and it makes me remember why I used to get so excited, and I still do, but like to the point where I dedicated basically 4 years of my life studying it. And it's, yeah, I think when I did my degree, we leaned very heavily in how you make decisions based on characters and based on their emotions and what type of person they are, and all of those things together to be able to combine elements into costume. And it's so you very rarely see it so obviously, yet so subtly. I think it was just, yeah, for me, I think that's probably, like I say, a biased reason as to why I probably fell in love with this film as much as I did, is because it just really resonated with me in that sense.
I
So
think that's absolutely like a wonderful reason to get into it, and like something that even I with, I have no technical skill or background in. I can tell you what I think, oh, that looks really cool and
yeah,
nice. But it's like one of those things that even me with no knowledge of that stuff, I could see that it had been such a deliberate choice with the design. I think Guillermo del Toro in general, his
yeah,
films have an exquisite amount of attention to detail and costume design and the way it's from period to thematics to like having an emotional tie to what a character looks like
yeah,
in there. I think it is something that he does incredibly well, and I
yeah,
think is probably one of the areas of a film which I don't think you're ever going to get a Netflix executive or a Hollywood producer who has that same level of knowledge to give you any notes
no.
on that tell. I am sure they could probably, oh, maybe a bit sexier. But apart from that, I think as a rule, those are one of the safest artistic expressions you're going to have because
Mhm,
by and large, your money men are going to leave you alone and
mhm.
let you like put as much craft and as design
Yeah,
into that
I
this
think
year.
yeah, especially because again, I think um I read that there was quite a lot of so Kate Hawley kind of looked at some of like the drawings and images of Mary Shelley and tried to incorporate a lot of her style and fashion into the character of Elizabeth. So there's like stuff, like the feathers, like she's got one where it's like the blue feathers on her head, and then there's another one a bit later on where she's wearing different colored feathers. I can't remember what color they are. But like apparently that was like something that was like really favored by Mary Shelley as like a kind of fancy alternative to like a bonnet or a regular type of hat or something of those times. So the fact that they've really tried to hone that in and kind of make that like an empowering thing for that character to kind of bring it back to like the source, the real source of not just the book, but the creator.
Yeah, I
Just
think
think,
that's super cool.
yeah, really cool.
Yeah, incredible. Sadly for me, this was the exact point narratively where they put enough pennies on that track to
Oh no.
derail me. Because for me, this is it's the creature confront, and like actually, I know this was a 2.5 hour movie. This went like maybe you were going to shave time somewhere else, but I would have had some more time around this because this is our opportunity for the creature to do things which are truly monstrous. So what we have here is a very quick scene, and we'll cover that momentarily. But here we have the creature in the original text goes out and he finds Victor and he tells him similarly the fact, I understand that I am going to live forever, so I would like you to help me create something else. And originally, he kind of understands that and he wants his freedom and his peace, and he has the regret from making this thing, but he does feel a sense of responsibility for it. So he, at first, goes along with it to a degree and goes, okay, I'll work out how I can do this before ultimately changing his mind for similar reasons that Victor quotes. But it is in frustration and anger for this denial. And again, the monster has already done something independently monstrous when he meets the family outside of the blind man, and they react to his appearance. He kills them and flees, and does some terrible things. Then, in asking Victor to create him a companion, at the point he refuses, he first kills William, who in the book is a child, and frames his nanny for doing so, to the point where she is executed and the family all like fall apart and the family are like stricken with grief. And again, Elizabeth in the original text is somewhat a child who was adopted to be Victor's companion. Ultimately, they are together. She's been worried about him. There's always this implied relationship between them. They're meant to be together. And he does, having in horror for what he has created, steps away from science, focuses on her. They get back together. They do get married. And the creature, in its frustration, thinking that if it is going to be alone forever, then so is she, even though Elizabeth is nice and kind and has never been unpleasant to the creature. I don't think they've met. He reveals himself to Elizabeth and kills her in the story out of spite, so that he and Frankenstein can be the same. And this is where we get the ultimate piece, where what their piece towards the end, as they make their peace, is that they have to forgive each other for the monstrous things that they have done. Whereas in this one, monster absolutely is bob on with every action. In fact, Elizabeth takes a bullet for him like he's the president.
Yeah. So who tries to shoot him? Victor.
Yeah.
Victor tries to shoot him.
Sort of performatively as people come into the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's a bloody monster!
There's a bloody creature in here. Oh no. Yeah, so Elizabeth goes, "Don't bloody do that," and she gets one popped off in her.
The creature hasn't had time to explain. Don't worry, I'm actually invincible to bullets.
Yeah. Oh, don't kill the creature. Yeah. So he basically wanted a companion. You better create me a companion because I don't want to die alone. Anyone will do. So Elizabeth embraces the creature, shot instead. Mortally wounded, the creature fights off the guests, including, oh yeah, what does he do to William as well? So William on his bloody wedding day, he's like, I'm going to have a lovely wedding day. It's going to be great.
Jumps him over and he gets fucking Saskia, doesn't he?
Well,
Gets a
yeah,
bonk on the head that goes wrong.
gets a bonk on the head, not with an ashtray.
No, he just catches a
I
corner,
thought he's
doesn't he?
going to be
Comes
all
a bit
right.
sharp.
I was like, he'll be all right, won't he?
No,
Oh no,
when someone bangs their head on a spiky bit of furniture like that, you know.
they're done for. Yeah. This is when a dying William calls Victor the true monster, which in a way is weird because not really at any point did William and Victor really have that much.
Yeah.
They never really came to loggerheads too much, did they? They kind of like, and there's even a few moments where they seem to like quite like each other. So I'm like, why has he suddenly gone?
He was the foreman for his entire build.
Yeah, he was. But
Yes,
one
but every
single
time
rail.
Kevin McLeod came round and was negative about his design choices, he was like, "Well, Kevin, we're not on schedule, we're over budget, but
Kevin, don't stand near that big hole, will you? Be careful, Kevin!
Kevin McLeod's going, no, you're really going to want to put some kind of safety barrier around
It's the
this, otherwise your
slipperiest
financier
tiles
might
known
fall."
to man. If you spill a bit of water, oh no!
Yeah.
The creature carries Elizabeth to a cave and comforts her as she dies. Bloody hell. Forced to hunt his creation without end, Victor pursues the creature to the Arctic, and this is where we
I mean,
get
that's a stretch
full circle.
force to hunt him without end.
Forced. Go and hunt him, will you? I can't be
Well,
bothered. Go and
maybe-
hunt him.
Maybe Victor really thinks that he has got his nose, because that's when he. So Victor comes to the cage. He goes, "Ah, got your nose," and he goes, fucking give me my nose back because you're gonna
I
have to hunt
need
me
that.
to the
I
ends of the earth.
need that. And
He
that's where
just
we
gives
see.
his nose a little tweak, doesn't he? Like
Yeah.
the subject of the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, his father gives his nose a tweak and tells him that he's bad.
Oh, is that for real? Well,
Yeah.
it comes full circle now. We see him try to kill the creature with dynamite before he gets rescued by Anderson's crew. And this is where we get the finale. The finale is a remorseful Victor apologizes to the creature. I'm really sorry. Who forgives his father as Victor succumbs to his injuries like 9 days later.
Calls him, I mean, because I calls him, so, I don't think we're there. Yeah, I think we can forgive each
Father
other.
succumbs to his injuries. He survived on his leg off. How's this done him in? I guess he had a bit of shrapnel in the body, didn't he? And then
I
the
think he was
creature.
just low on health. It was a bit like Kate Beckinsale that time, how she
Yeah.
survives all those battles, but then she gets pushed on a sofa a bit hard
Yeah.
by
One
Hugh
one
Jackman
HP
werewolf.
left. Survived 1 HP, and then a little bit of fall damage got you. The creature then is basically the ship version of the AA and helps the water helps the ship
I'd,
get back on the water. Um,
I would have asked him if I was the captain. I'd have said, "Look, we've maybe backed the wrong horse here. Your dad did say to you, if you are going to live forever, you might as well live. Would you like to come to the North Pole with us?"
yeah,
Bearing
it'd
in
be nice.
mind, you can unstick this thing from ice by just giving it a little push.
Yeah. Um, and then but the captain basically tells the crew they're returning home. And alone, the creature reaches out to embrace the sunlight as Victor once taught him. Yeah, just close your eyes and let the sunlight in on your lovely face. There we go. And that's the end. And then he flies off into the sky. No, that didn't happen, unfortunately. There we go then. Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro 2025. Should we rate it? Oh, have you got any quiz, Andy?
Yeah, do you want to play
Yeah.
the man or the monster? It's a little Frankenstein-based game. I've got just for you all.
I'd
Right,
love to
so
play.
there are
I'd love to
three
play.
possible answers. I want you to tell me if I'm going to tell you an actor's name. Now, are they the Frankenstein? Are they the Frankenstein's monster? Or are they an actor who has played both?
Both. Is there an option?
Ooh.
Okay.
That is an option. So,
Okay.
the first I'm going to give you is okay, we're going to go this one first. Peter Cushing,
Peter Cushing
the Cush himself.
played
I would say just man.
just man. Yeah, just man. Man only.
Yes, he has been Dr. Frankenstein in The Curse of Frankenstein, Hammers, 1957.
Lovely. Old Cushing.
How about this one? Lon Chaney Jr.,
Oh, interesting.
the
So
Wolfman himself.
the Wolfman himself. So I reckon if you've been a Wolfman, you've probably had a dabble with Frankenstein's monster as well. I'm going to say just monster.
I'm gonna go both.
It's one for you, Charlie. Alone, both. Lon Chaney Jr. played the monster in Ghost of Frankenstein, 1942, and also Dr. Frankenstein in, this is not helpful, Google AI, later adaptations.
In some bloody later adaptations. Very nice.
Later adaptations is a
Lon
series.
Chaney Jr. What a
Yeah.
pervert.
How about, oh, this one's a nice Under Armour, so I think this is going to be a speed to the buzzer on this one. Robert De Niro.
Monster.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Take
played
that.
the monster in. I tell you what, Ben, because this was an easy one for you, this will be. If you can tell me the year of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, then we'll give you a bonus point.
1990. I want to say 3 or 5. I'm going to lock in 5.
It's 4.
Oh, oh
In both
no.
posts.
You will not
Um,
bury that boy.
Someone who came up earlier on, so Charlie, I've got high hopes for you on this one. Johnny Lee Miller.
Both.
Correct. Alongside Benedict
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. They took it in turns, didn't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
I watched the one where Benedict Cumberbatch was Dr. Frankenstein and Johnny Lee Miller was the creature.
That is the one that I have also seen. Did you see it when it was recorded at the National Theatre and then it was on at the cinema?
I did, yes.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Does
Yeah.
do a bit of thrashing about though.
Yeah.
he was
Oh,
milling
like
about
in
on
the
the
big
floor for
egg
a
thing
while.
at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
like
all
they
eggy at the
burst out
beginning,
the egg, yeah.
like Freddy Krueger in a wall, wasn't he? Pushing his face against it all.
Yeah.
How about David Harbour?
David Harbour. Oh, monster. Is there an
Doctor.
option for neither? No.
I mean, you can say neither if you want.
Monster.
I'm gonna go just Doctor.
Oh, a split decision. Um, David Harbour voices Frankenstein's monster in Creature Commandos.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I still want to watch that.
It's really good.
I do want to watch it.
How about then the big dog? Finally, Christopher Lee.
Both? I feel like I should know this because we watched that Christopher Lee documentary at Fright Fest, didn't we? Let's say both.
I'm gonna go just Doctor on that. I cannot envision him being the creature.
I think
Christopher Lee
definitely
played
played
the
the creature.
monster in The Curse of Frankenstein 1957 and later portrayed Dr. Frankenstein in other Hammer productions.
Wow.
I can picture what he looked like as
Cush and
Frankenstein as
Christopher
well.
Lee, both those lads.
Mm,
Oh
there we
wow.
go.
How about then? Let's do two more. First, Udo Kier. Udo Kier.
Uh, just the man. Oh wait, Udo Kier, who literally has just passed away.
Yeah, I was gonna say literally just passed
Literally
away.
today.
Is it today?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Behind. Rest in peace, Udo.
Udo
Yeah.
Kier. I'm only aware of him playing Dracula, so I don't know about the monster. But
Um,
he could definitely would have made a great
I'm gonna say
Frankenstein's
both.
monster. I'll just say monster.
Udo Kier has played Dr. Frankenstein, the scientist, in Flesh for Frankenstein, 1973.
Oh,
Hmm.
both wrong.
And then I'm going to need an actor's name that didn't come up on this list, but I want to pull a very specific one. Making sure I've got him.
I thought you were reaching for your copy of the Frankenstein book then to
The
just go.
Frankenstein book to
Let me
scroll
revisit
through.
my texts.
No, not
Um,
my text this time. I'm venturing instead to my letterboxd. And I would like to know Shula Hensley.
Shula Hensley. Um, just a monster.
Any advance on that, Charlie?
um,
That means
I
I'm wrong.
just said just the monster as well.
He is just the monster. Not just the monster, of course. But yeah, he is just the monster. You may have also seen Shula's work in The Greatest Showman, Zorro, Odd Thomas, and
Oh,
Afterlife. He, of course, plays Frankenstein's monster in Van Helsing.
oh,
Hmm.
I have to admit, a great Frankenstein's monster.
A great Frankenstein's monster with perhaps more nuance than the one we got here, which just, I'm a goodie the whole time.
I was a good in the old time. Yes, I
I'm not a
was.
complex.
There
Yeah.
we go.
So there we go. That was a lovely game. Well done, everybody. You all got
We all.
maximum points. I
Who
didn't have a
won?
spreadsheet, so I didn't
Who
keep
won? Does
score.
it matter? Does it matter?
But yeah, you're married, so actually you would, if whoever I awarded the win to,
It
legally
belongs
you
to
would
both of
share it.
us. Yeah.
Legally
Yeah.
would share it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the win then. So we got rate Frankenstein, rate good or rate bad, pluses and minuses allowed, A to F. How would you like to rate Frankenstein, Charlie?
Um, I am gonna go with an A minus.
Oh, interesting.
Good.
Um, as I've already touched on, just like production wise, costume wise,
Hmm.
looks wise, all 10 out of 10s. Um, I quite like that they try to make something completely different. I do agree with what Andy said though, in the sense that was there too much pandering to the fact that the audience might not have been smart enough to like cross the T's and dot the I's themselves when it comes to the actual point of the story. There was a couple of things that niggled me the most. So I can't recall off the top of my head, but has the creature always been able to heal himself super like
Yeah, well, like
I
Wolverine.
think
yeah,
I'm not sure ever to this. I'm not sure ever to this level.
level.
In the
Yeah,
book, it's just like, the days of villagers and torches and things that don't really occur
yeah,
in the thing. So he's just a. It's
yeah,
never really implied if he's not just going to the
yeah.
North Pole to die or whether
So
he will live forever.
so that was a bit of a weird choice. The whole, oh, turns out I've actually only hired you to do this thing so you can save my life. That was a bit of a point of contention as well. Um, but yeah, ultimately, I think I can see what the point was and what the vision was, and the whole thing. It was just to solely make a film that was very blatantly doing the whole the creature isn't the monster and Victor's the monster. I do wish, like, again, like you said, Andy, that I wish that there were a couple of moments where we did see the creature acting out a bit more, leaning into that. But I think the choice was made, and he stuck with the choice
Yeah.
to make the film the complete opposite to what you expect. The first scene, the action scene that you said about at the beginning, where he's like throwing the sailors and stuff, I think that's the first instance that we, as the viewer, meant to go, oh, here he goes, because he's crazy, because he's this monster, he's this horrible creature. Um, and they only showed like a small element of it, and then he dedicated the rest of the film to be like, I'm going to make him out to be blatantly what is the hidden meaning, if that makes sense. So, but it would have been nice to kind of see him at least, I don't know, like punch Victor or like broke his neck. Do you know what I mean? Like just do something.
Just
He
something
held,
where.
yeah,
Yeah.
he held back too much. So in that moment when Victor went, no, fuck you, I'm not making you a companion. That should have been game over. He should have been like, okay, well, you're not going to create me what I want, so I'm going to take life from you and strangled him or just
Yeah.
something.
Or
That
like
still would have had that
accidentally
poetic
killed
justice.
Elizabeth in like a fit of rage. He could have like
Yeah,
knocked something into her that got killed. It didn't have to be a,
exactly.
well, I'm going to do a murder on you, but we
Yeah,
could have done something where he could have been blamed for
yeah,
something. Because right now
exactly.
Victor's pursuing him across the world
Yeah,
to take revenge on the fact that he shot his
yeah, yeah,
sister-in-law that he fancied.
exactly. And I think it's they there could have been a finer balance between us, the viewer, knowing that he didn't do the wrong things, but the characters within the film believing him to be the monster, so instantly blaming him. And I know we got a little bit of that with the wolves killing the old man, and the family instantly went to it being him because they were so disgusted by him and scared of him that they were just like, oh, it
That's
must
the
have
bloke
been.
we shot in the back.
But that was still a very, very small
Yeah.
demonstration of what it could have been. Um, but yeah, as I say, my biased rating goes to just what the film looked like.
But there's
What
no
the
such
film
thing
looked
as.
like, what everyone looked like, do you know what? It was just a beautiful, beautiful piece of
Yeah.
real sets. And I mean, that's another thing. It's like all real sets, like the laboratory and everything. People built that and made it look like that. And I just think the craftsmanship behind the film in those elements, for me, is what made me love it the most. So,
And there's no such thing as an unbiased rating. So even though I'm really conscious that I've been super negative of film, that everyone really like the general consensus is that people really love it. And I am so happy that you, Ben, and everyone else got something out of it that I didn't. I applaud your choices, and I will say now in front of everybody, including you, Ben, if this turns up in lots of people's top 10 of the year as their number one even, I will be grinding my teeth not at all because I
All right.
love it that other people love things. Doesn't mean we have to be the same. Much
No.
like Victor and the creature,
And the
we have to
bloody
believe each
creature.
other.
Um, I'll say I'll forgive you at the end of this, Andy. Look, the creature forgave Victor.
Even though,
I'll probably
like the
give.
creature, I didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do bloody anything wrong for fuck's sake. I'll probably give her an A minus as well. Initially, when I first watched it, I was a bit like I liked it, but I wasn't absolutely in love with it. But I don't know. I was listening to the soundtrack a lot afterwards and sort of thinking about it, and and made me want to see it again. But like obviously, we went to the cinema. I'd like to watch it at home now. But yeah, an A minus. I like a different take on a story. I know that it made some different choices, but I think it's just Guillermo del Toro, just the style he kind of lends to classic stories, and I do love gothic horror, gothic romantic horror as well. I think that is all good shit. So, A minus, Andy.
Oh, shouldn't have gone last. Right. Um,
Uh-oh, it's not a you, is it?
no, it's not. It's not a U. As much as Karen has campaigned for a U rating to be introduced. Um, I'm gonna go. It might be the biggest gap we've had in a little while. In a little while, Ben. But I'm gonna have to speak my truth here. And again, it's based on the foundations on which this is built. So almost every point I have for this here is building up from something that narratively I just really couldn't get on board with myself. I'm gonna go though, recognizing all the wonderful things you've said about it. I love that it is a creative swing. I love the design things, but if I was rating it just for those things, it would be a higher rating. But taking those things into account and mashing it against, I think some I'm gonna go with us being in a more positive timeline where people are capable of following this and we did not give them the opportunity to because of decisions which I think diminish the quality of the story. Gonna have to do it, ripping off a bandage. I'm gonna go D plus, which again,
I think I was expecting it, Andy. It's okay.
B's get degrees, everybody. And if I was rating it as an art installation or for the creativity, all that stuff is good, is phenomenal. But for me, in the amount I enjoyed the film and I enjoy it as an adaptation, I can't get into the C ratings, I don't think, just because of the things they've taken away from the things they've taken away from one of the most incredible texts that we've ever had. And those things still exist, so I don't need to lament those things, but I do need to live my truth, and I'm recognizing how you're doing them because you could have had all that wonderful design and just given me one of those few things I've been banging on about today. Like, give him a wonderful, supportive family that he still turned out to be a rotter despite of. Give me the nuance. Give me the creature doing something regrettable or taking its innocence or showing its humanity by throwing out the frustration or becoming his own father and give them something to forgive each other for at the end rather than a bloke who was terrible from start to finish, even trying desperately to pull your, by all accounts, no, oh, actually, he was pretty shitty sometimes as well. He was quite happy that your brother killed someone and wasn't going to say anything about it. Like, give me some people that I can really warm to on this besides the monster. Give me some more complicated characters. Bring your story to the same level that the original text deserves, and that all of the non-spoken things that you're bringing to this film um, deserve. The quality of that design and the intricacy of that design, for me, deserves some more intricacy of that story as well. And you've got phenomenal stuff to work on. It's a bit like when you are a member of the royal family and you get the most expensive education money can buy and you still get a D in art history.
Well, there you
A
go.
real life thing that happened, even though his teacher helped him cheat. So that was that. But I do have one final question for you before you wrap things up, Ben. It came to me, and it's not a trivia question that you can get right or wrong. Much like your opinion on the film, both of your answers are just what is true in your own heart. But when Charlie mentioned um, the creature having an Imhotep appearance earlier today, it did give me the final ingredients I needed for this question for both of you right now. So, Strap in, everybody. Fuck, marry, kill. Nosferatu. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein's monster. Imhotep.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, you'd have to kill Nosferatu because he is terror. He is
A
horrendous.
groomer.
He is horrendous looking. His skinny little legs, his
Yeah, the
little.
skinny little legs are definitely. But I do have to say, I feel like with films like Nosferatu and this version of Frankenstein, I've seen a lot on TikTok of the whole, like the hear me out trends.
Yeah, but you say the
Like
hear
the
me out trend. I mean,
like the hear me
it
out
is just
cape.
Jacob Elordi with some lines on him, isn't it? Like it's not like anyone's going, hang on a minute. Whoa, man, he's unrecognizable. I know he's got a lot of prosthetics on, I get it.
I
Um,
know, but if you saw a bloke like that walking down the street, like in Broadmead,
Shoot him in the back.
I'm
How
gonna,
many back shots
let's
do you
answer this.
take, Frankenstein?
We could talk about it all night. I'm gonna answer it quickly. You marry Imhotep just because he's got untold riches and
He'd stick
magic,
by you as well.
and he stick by you forever for centuries. And I guess fuck Jacob Elordi, although he would annoy me, just saying Victor all the
Just saying
time.
your name. Ben.
Victor.
He'd go,
Ben.
Can you fuck me? But can you I like how I've reversed it and made it I'm fucking him rather than him fucking me. Um, can you say can you just can I call you Victor over and over and over and over again? Yeah, if you want. And can you just pretend you got a fake leg as well? Yeah, I'll do anything you want. Charlie's gonna.
Charlie, any advance on those questions or has Ben nailed it in one?
So I would probably, it would definitely be a kill Nosferatu. It's the legs. That's probably the only reason as well.
Oh
Is
God.
the legs are definitely like not okay. Um, and then with the other two, I'd probably flip what Ben said and marry the creature
He'd live forever.
and live. I think it's just that thing, that nurturing thing though, where I'm like, oh, I can change them.
You don't need to
Yeah.
change the creature. He's fine.
I think it's not changing, but do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I could help develop. Imhotep's a nasty man. Like he's always going to be that, and he's always gonna
He's nasty. I like it when he turns
be
into a massive sandstorm man, and
a
it,
massive plague of
I like it
locusts.
when he does that and goes down on me. Oh, get a little bit of little bits of sand
Whereas I
all
think the
over the
creature,
place.
he's good at reading. He could read me some books. He can build stuff. He built that whole pen for them sheep. Like,
Practical, good
and
to have around the house.
yeah, exactly. And as I say, and he likes mice. He's a nice
And he
person.
likes mice. That's a deal breaker. He loves mice.
He loves mice, and I just think, yeah, I think he'd be the one I'd marry because I think that he would be the easiest to settle.
And you're
Oh, and if
fucking
your ship got
Imhotep.
stuck in the ice,
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a euphemism?
And if you did live forever, that'd be great now. Like in today's sense, your car breaks down, it push you home.
you have to be careful though, because your brother-in-law might shoot you to death for no reason.
There we go. Well,
What
that's a
what are
good.
you saying? Have you got your
Oh, you've
Oh
you've
yeah,
both made
I was literally
such
about to end the
compelling
episode then without even asking you.
you've made such compelling cases, both of you. I am joining you unanimously on killing Nosferatu is a groomer.
Yeah.
Spent years being the internet boyfriend of that little girl until he came to claim her years later. So he's straight in the bin. Um, yeah. Oh, and now I'm really, really torn. I think my initial instinct was similarly to go with Emotep, Untold Riches. The very fact that, I mean, he doesn't like cats, so I can only assume that he's a dog person. So we'd probably get on well with that. Um, Yeah, and he does stick by you. He's into a Nux and a Moon all that
Forever,
time.
yeah. He never.
But their love lasted for millennium. He didn't always go about it the right way, but he was trying to do things for the right reasons. And in the old days, in the Pharaoh times, you know, even though love was still love, sometimes you can get chucked in a box and scarabed for it. Um, So maybe if he'd lived in kinder times, he wouldn't have turned out like such a bad bloke. But Charlie did make a very, very compelling case. So again, I don't think it's a wrong answer. I have to stick with my heart, which was Emotep in the first case. But if things had gone, if I had like an arranged marriage, like original text Elizabeth did, then I probably wouldn't have been angry about marrying Frankenstein's monster either.
There we go. There we bloody go. Okay.
Text us. Let us know
Yeah, let us
on the
know
socials
what you would
which one of those.
decide.
Tell you what, Charlie, do me a favor. Text that out,
Bit
will
of
you?
threads.
Yeah.
Whack it on
Well,
Threads Horror, and then we'll see what the true answers
Well, I
are.
was literally about to
Two
say,
answers.
Charlie, where can we find you online? I guess it's mainly Freds and Instagram, right?
Yeah. I mean, Instagram's where I kind of post more other kind of related content and kind of review type stuff. Threads is just me chatting shit and having conversations with people about things that are enjoyable. So yeah, either of those places, but it's Charlie Horror on both.
I'll put that in the show notes, of course. So thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to all of our patrons. Thanks to Taj Easton for the theme music. Thanks to Acast and Rusty Quill for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review and head over to Fred's, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We're all over the place. Horrorhangout.co.uk for everything in one place. And next week, December begins. It might be Anna and the Apocalypse. It might be Don't Open Till Xmas. I guess it's probably the former, isn't it?
The former, yeah.
Yeah.
But either
There we
way,
go.
we'll be here.
We'll be here. Well, of course we'll be here. We always are. There we go. Any final thoughts, Andy?
Until next time, tell you what, go and read the book, why don't you? It's great.
Have we got the book, Charlie? Surely
Yes.
we've got the book. We do. I feel like I want to read the
You
book.
know what it makes? An ever
I've
so
read the
good,
book a
ever so
long
good
time ago.
bedtime story. You could read little chapters to each other before you go to bed.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It's not a bedtime story. Who would, if in your relationship, sorry, we're diving into this now, who would read a story to the other one?
Oh my
I
God.
think I've definitely got Ben to read something to me before. I would be useless because I am not the best. I mean, I can read well, but reading out loud is not a strong point of mine.
Basically, every night before when I'm trying to go to sleep, I get a story read to me pretty much by Charlie, which is just everything she sees on her phone. And I go, "Can you not see that I'm trying to go to sleep here?" Well, you got to have a look at this first. Look at this otter having a fight with a dog. I don't know.
Well, then, like, maybe if you were reading Charlie an excerpt from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she wouldn't need to be on her phone. Support women for once in your life. Read your wife a story.
Oh, sorry. Support 17 support a 17-year-old woman who wrote a lovely story. Didn't it get published under like husband's name as well?
Probably things were fucked
Yeah.
back then.
I think that happened. It was like
I think they
from
didn't believe, obviously, that a woman would write something as intelligent and as ghastly.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this fellow unambiguously a monster, so people will get it.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, let us know what you thought about Frankenstein 2025. So some differing opinions here at the Horror Hangout host HQ.
That's okay. We're all still friends.
We're all
Unless
still
Go on,
friends.
Ben text me. Fucking hell, I don't believe you've given Frankenstein less than a B. We're gonna get letters.
All I'll text you is saying, actually, can I fuck him a debt, please? Right. See you next time, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.